All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, August the 27th, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai holding a banana.
The banana. Does anybody else use bananas for microphones when they're singing to log?
Absolutely. Hey.
That's what I was doing.
I'm not going to fall for another banana in the tailpipe.
That was funny.
All right.
And I do apologize for the manifold explosion.
Now,
you've seen that thing with bananas, like, we all open it from this side,
but
they show that monkeys actually open it from this side.
They do. Yeah, I've actually seen a couple of people opening it from.
And you know what? They say that we're smarter. This is so much easier. It's National Banana Lovers. Actually, yeah, National Banana Lovers Day. So
I was going to say, why are you doing that? It's
National. You know. Everyone knows by now. It's like we can't get it over on the Dave.
Happy National Banana Lovers Day. I will be partaking in Happy National Banana Lovers Day shortly. Not right now. You'll see.
I'm not sure what this does to the flavors of all the beers I drink after.
I can imagine.
Actually, my first beer. This might work with my first beer.
There you go.
Right. I think it'll work with an ordinary bitter.
It might. It
actually might.
We'll have to find out.
It worked better, I think, with a mild, though.
Yes.
So, dark mild.
There you go. Well, you're having a banana. I'm having a peanut.
Okay, so I went monkey. You went elephant.
Yeah, I guess.
Elephant Appreciation Day is coming up.
There you go.
September sometime.
Well,
and National Peanut Day too, so we may be doing peanuts again later on the show.
Well, I went. When is National Peanut Day?
National Peanut Day is, and I can actually pull this up somewhat quickly, considering I've been working on the calendar for September pretty much most of the day. The 13th, it's a Friday.
All right, so Friday the 13th is Banana Lovers, is Peanut Lovers Day.
No, just peanuts. National Peanut.
National Peanut Day. There's a reason I'm eating peanuts, not just because I wanted to eat peanuts.
Because that's what you're making now, peanuts.
Oh, we're making
financially.
This is very true, sir. But no, this is the fourth annual football tailgate kickoff show.
And you like to eat peanuts while watching football?
Well, I like to eat peanuts and many other things.
Well, he likes eating peanuts while watching football because they're not going to break the television when he throws them at it.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I would never throw a bratwurst at the television. And throwing chili at the television is just messy. I'd rather break it than have to clean the chili.
Yeah. That's a fun one. Well, this is our football tailgate kickoff show. We're eating peanuts and bananas, so that's real not tailgate food.
Nope. Peanuts is closer than bananas.
It's closer than bananas.
Yeah, sorry.
The next tailgate I go to, I'm going to bring bananas. So you hear me, Brian? I'm bringing bananas to the next tailgate.
Who are you talking to?
Brian Boak.
Brian Boak. Is he here?
He was just here.
There you go.
I left him right here.
I don't know where he went. All right. Well, let's welcome to the show our annual guest for the football tailgate kickoff show, Mr. Brian Boak. How are you, sir?
Hey, how we doing today?
Doing great, Brian. How you doing?
We're just getting ready for Giant season. We've already been to one preseason game, and we start the real setups very, very soon. So,
very nice.
A special beer just for tailgating season.
Just for tailgating, and I can't wait to have some of that. That's for sure.
Be awesome. If you notice, and apologies to our fans who are not Giants fans, all three of us are Giants fans, so we are in our Giants gear.
Yes, we are.
All decked out, jersey and hat. Johnny, you're in a Daniel Jones. No, Eli. You're in Eli.
Daniel Jones. Eli Manning's going to shoot you.
Yeah, he would. And you're in Carl Banks, right? Carl Banks, and that one's signed, is it not?
That is signed by Carl Banks, who launched his line of tailgating food at our tailgate.
So you've met the man.
I've met the man. I actually have a famous 58 chef smock, which was his brand of tailgating food.
That is amazing. I
would call that very limited production item.
I was going to say famous 58.
That might be a collector's item, right?
I happen to notice over your shoulder you have another 58 jersey, but that is Mr. Antonio Pierce, not Mr.
Yes.
Carl Banks.
Yes.
Another great linebacker.
We are in the Giants Boaks Beer man cave.
There we
So
go.
it's as you can see, it's painted Giants blue and Giants red.
You got that stripe there. That's a beautiful thing, and that's a nice clean line. Someone knows how to tape.
That is
Yes.
very good.
Yes.
Very, very nice. I mean, this is the well, it's my office / man cave, if you will, right? But I got my Giants stuff. There's some Mets stuff there too, but it's mainly Giants.
This is actually the bedroom. But I've got LPs and a record player there, and my bar is right over there, and the beer fridge is right there. So it's close as I'm going to get in a 2-bedroom apartment.
And a case of beer for me. So
yeah, and right here, right there, that's that top case underneath the half-empty 12-pack of Boat is a whole case of beer for John.
Yeah.
Who I've been trying to get this to him for about.
Well, it wasn't a case of beer, right? It was
it
4 beers, and then it was 2 beers, and then it was another 4 beers, and then it was.
Well, no, it started off as half a case because Kevy.
Well, where's my case?
Your basket case?
No.
Case
of beer. I'll bring some of it to the tailgate. I got a lot of stuff there. So.
Okay, for the moment, I'll just drink my beer.
There you go.
Why
don't you tell us about
glassware? What is that?
Absolutely. What is that beer?
So that is a Boaks Brown Magic, which is a 4.1% British mild that I just brewed. This actually just is the first glass that came out of the fermenter, since it's a fully blown professional fermenter. It's got a glycol chiller. It poured at 38 degrees.
Nice. Is it carved and everything else? Or you just,
carved and everything else.
Everything ready to go.
See, now that would have gone pretty damn well with my banana because that's a dark.
That's
mild.
right. That's why I brought it up, because you said it would go good with a dark mild, and
I think it would.
There you go.
You know what? It's doing okay with this ordinary bitter.
Is it? So
yes.
what beer are you drinking?
Well, I've got so much beer that sometimes I forget to drink stuff in the fridge. And they get pushed to the back. So I figured I'd take the opportunity, since we don't have. So the theme is football.
Of course.
And, when you're younger
Really?
and you watch football, yes, I think so. That's the memo that I got.
Football, tailgating, everything to go with it. Yes.
And when you're younger and you're watching football, you just drink anything you can get your hands on.
Of course.
So I figured this is a good opportunity to go through my fridge turds. Now, when I say fridge turd, I'm not calling the beer a turd. It's just been sitting in my fridge so damn long that I may make some funny faces. This is Reddington Brewery's Churchill, and they're probably going to kill me for drinking this so late.
I was with you when you bought that.
Yeah, and it was September of 23.
I was going to say it was last year. Yeah.
It was last year. Yeah. September 23. This was canned. So, but you know
where
what?
are they out of?
They're out of Reddington, New Jersey.
Reddington, New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay.
They're part of the 100 Beer Trail.
Oh, okay.
I think
they're not too far from Conclave.
Yeah, they're the furthest.
Going down 202.
202. They're the furthest north and east of the 100 Beer Trail. And I got to say, this is actually drinking pretty well. It might be the banana temperament, I'm not sure, but it's actually drinking pretty well for a year-old ordinary bitter.
There you go. Very nice. So however, speaking of bananas.
Oh, before you move on, for those who watch the show, let's see how good they are in the comments to pick out the one beer that I have not drank on the show yet, because I did drink this on the show. Only
one of those 4 beers you're drinking tonight you haven't had on the show.
I have not had on the show. Let's see if the viewers can pick it out.
There you go. All right. So my first beer, speaking of bananas, all right, it's not a banana beer. All right. It is a German Hef, or Bavarian Hef. It is this year's batch, just canned 6 days ago for Rising Tide from that brewery in Red Bank.
I know that brewery.
Coastal Brewery.
I know that.
They're in Red Bank?
They're in Red Bank, yes.
Okay.
They're in the Bank of Red, yes.
I'm going to have to. Okay. La Banque Rouge.
La Banque Rouge. There we go. And I put mine in proper glassware as well.
That is proper glassware.
There you go.
You're usually also wearing proper swag.
Yeah, but not tonight.
Not tonight.
Exactly. So cheers, gents.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's
now
tasty.
that is good. I'm happy.
We're happy. You're happy.
We're happy.
I drank 15 gallons of it. I hope I'm happy.
Yeah, you don't need to flush that.
Yeah, really. I brewed 620 gallons of this.
Well, I used to brew 1,000. So
You used to brew. You used to brew 1,000. Yeah, I used to brew.
Yeah.
Or 930, as it were. But
Right.
I believe me, I'd rather brew 15 gallons. Because you can brew the 620 gallons, but then you got to sell it.
Yes. Yes. I do remember that theory.
Remember that?
I do remember that theory.
But and it's fine, and people love it, and it goes and everything else. But I'd rather brew 15 gallons and sell it in a day, and then brew another 15 gallons and sell it in a day, and then brew another. Yeah, that would be nice.
That would assure freshness.
That would assure freshness. That's for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, we're here to talk about tailgating, and I got to tell you, I've done my fair share of tailgating over the years, over the last, 50 something, years, 50-ish years on either side of it you want to look at. But I got to tell you, Brian's tailgating is some of the best tailgating I've ever been to. And I'm not blowing smoke up Brian's ass. I'm being completely 100% honest.
It's
really,
we have fun.
We can use the word epic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Epic.
We throw burgers and dogs off the grill.
Yep.
Because we don't have room for them. Not because we don't like them. We just don't have the room.
And it's not that they
so much
don't
other
have
good food.
And yeah, that's the point, because if you see the size of the grills, so the last one that I attended was a little scaled down because one, it was raining, and two, the Giants had been knocked out of the playoffs weeks prior. People were kind of not going to the game, and it was scaled down, and you could probably still cook the whole brontosaurus on the surface that they had. And from what I understand, from what I saw, your surface area is about 4 times the size of what I saw when you get everything moving.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 6 foot by 2.5, 3 foot grill that we bring. That one end has 2 basically turkey fryers on the end, and the rest is for charcoal. And we bring some oak logs on there to make it last longer.
Right.
And then after the game is over, we start everything back up again.
Absolutely.
Because
you
we
got to
want to leave the parking lot.
Yeah.
I've never, the only time I've ever left the parking lot before hanging out after waiting for traffic and tailgating after the game is the one game that I left early because they were getting the proverbial, there you go. That's even better. Shellacked. and it was, 75 degrees below zero. And I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. Goodbye. But even then, I mean, there's been plenty of games. There's been games that that I should have left, like a Cowboys game. It's a Monday Night Football game. I think it was in '95, and I was there with 7 other guys. We had 8 season tickets at the time. I had 1. Everybody else at the Firehouse, and we were there, and it was the Giants and Dallas was kicking the crap out of the Giants. I mean, by the middle of the 3rd quarter, it was like 75-2 or something like that, right?
We got a safety.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I forget the exact score, but it was somewhere proportional to that.
As usual, the defense was playing and the offense wasn't.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So now I left.
Sort of.
Right. I left. The other guys left. The other 7 guys. I had my own car. The other 7 guys left. I basically sat there till the end of the game alone watching the rest of this massacre, and as the stadium proceeded to turn into a Dallas home game.
Yes.
It
does that.
Yeah. So that was the proverbial issue right there. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got 2, 10, 3, hold on 1 second, and 12. I got two Chin.
You're mathing. You're not supposed to math on the show, John.
Yeah,
No.
come on. Don't scramble my brain.
There you go. No, I just had to. Where the hell are these? I'll find them.
Are you stroking?
No.
Oh, okay.
I hope he's not stroking.
I knew what he meant. Brian was talking about something else.
Okay.
Hold on, I lost you guys.
They're both funny. Well, we didn't lose you, Brian. We still see and hear you.
Right. All right, I can't.
Brian may have frozen a little bit on his end. He said he lost us, but he's perfectly fine. I can see him.
I had to redo these because the shots were. So talk amongst yourselves while I do this. But Brian,
Brian thinks he's frozen. He seems.
No, I'm not.
Oh, now he's good.
I lost my audio for a second.
That's what it was. Okay,
like so I couldn't hear you guys. So I shut my headset off and turned it back on.
There you go.
I came back to life.
Oh, so you did the IT thing?
Yes.
I would never call
turn the GD thing off and turn it back on.
Yeah, that's what.
If that doesn't work, kick it.
I had a friend who worked for Peachtree products, and he was in the help desk, and he said he was working with this one lady. She's trying to do a fax, and so he went through the whole thing. Is it plugged in? Is it turned on?
Right.
Okay, let's run through the steps. She goes, okay. He goes, okay, sounds like everything's good. So what do you do next? She goes, well, I hit the button that says fax. Then I hold the paper up to the screen. He's like, okay, now we've got the problem.
Yeah.
Operator error.
It is. I've heard IT professionals say, well, the problem seems to exist between the screen and the back of your chair.
There you go.
Or the keyboard in the back of your chair.
Keyboard in the back of your chair.
Yeah.
So speaking of Brian's tailgates, last year I attended, I think 2, it might have been 3, but I think 2 of them definitely. But I have pictures from each of them that Brian had sent me. Here's one from the Monday. They were both Monday night games. Here's one from the Monday night Giants Seahawks game. It's not necessarily a picture of me, but Brian sent it to me anyway because I'm kind of in it. There you go.
There he is.
Hey, someone photobombed.
Photobombing. There you go. Right there you go. And then this one was a good one. This was a cold night. The Monday night in December, the Packers game, where Tommy DeVito did that 2-minute drive at the end of the game and came back and won the game for them. So that was pretty good. But yeah, hold on, got to give it one of these.
You got to give it one of those.
One of those. There you go. Tommy Cutlets.
Were you going to put the picture up?
I am right there. There it is, right there. And that the only one in like all white is my son. So
yeah, I recognize 2 people in there.
And considering
and there's someone in back there that I recognize as well.
That's me.
Yeah,
dead center.
Right in the middle with the one light at the top of the stadium line next to your head. There you go.
Yeah, look, trying to catch moths.
Exactly.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm doing a Jess photo picture.
You're doing a Jess photo picture, absolutely, 100%. And then if you look at my hands, I got a nice warm pair of gloves on that I didn't have before I got over to Brian's tailgate, and they're still in my car. I got to give them back to you. So.
You've had those, yeah, they've been there.
I've had them since December of last year. Yes, I have. So,
I bought 3 pair at this. It came in a 3-pack, so I have not missed them.
There you go.
So you want to give them back to me so I can give them back to you the next time you need them?
That's probably a smart idea, actually.
keep them with the tailgate.
I'm more than happy to store them for you.
I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. We got a couple comments in here from Doug Smith writes in, cheers, and he wrote in,
Doug.
Just in from Williamsburg, Virginia, Dave, with barbecue and beer.
Well, I was chatting with him. He hit a few places while he was there, and the reason he's got some piggies in there because he went to Pierce's Pit in Williamsburg.
Very nice.
Which is very near and dear to my heart. My grandfather used to take me there when I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and it was just a stand, and now it's this full-blown.
The place has been around since the 30s?
It's been around a very long time. Put it this way, it is so good that truckers that were on 95 would turn off. I think it's 64 that goes out there. We turn off 64, and it's good. A half hour, almost 45-minute drive just for the food to then turn around and get right back on 95.
Right.
It's, you always go where the truckers go.
You got to go.
Williamsburg is a haul from the main drag because I go through it on the way to Hatteras.
Yeah,
oh, sure. Yeah,
that's good. That's a good way to go. It's a good way to go. And next time you do it, Brian, stop at Pierce's Pit. Trust me, Pierce's Pit with two T's. The pulled pork is absolutely amazing. Even if there's a line, it is worth the wait. It's really something else.
Now let me ask you: is the pulled pork at Pierce's Pit? Say that fast 5 times.
Yeah.
Is the pulled pork at Pierce's Pit better, comparably, than the brisket at ZZQ?
Better? No. About equal.
Fair enough. All right, that's good praise. Equal. That's good praise.
About equal. It was, man, that place it's worth it. And part that makes it is they've got really good rolls that they use.
Nice. That's always good.
Yeah, you're copied into the conversation.
Bread's killer.
Take a look at, yeah, you need good bread, and that bread soaks up the sauce. Yep. Really, really good.
And then he commented, I think it's going to be a long season for the Giants and Patriots. Of course, Doug is a Patriots fan. Yeah. May look pretty good, but the offensive line was trash. So I'm Doug, I'm cautiously optimistic for the Giants. That should fade away by the third quarter of the second game.
Yeah. I was actually going to wear my hockey jersey, claiming that it's already hockey season. The Giants are already eliminated. But that's a Mets fan joke.
But we go as an excuse to tailgate.
Yes.
That is the key. So you have to realize that I have a team of 40 to 60 or 75 people that come tailgate with me. Mm-hmm. And it is literally an excuse. The game is just an excuse to get together and tailgate.
Oh, 100%.
And how many of those people actually go into the game?
Everybody.
Oh, they all do?
All but one. I have one friend that does not go into the game.
Oh, okay.
So, but he watches our tailgate, so we can leave everything up because we bring.
You've got a security guard.
I have a security guard.
That's awesome.
To watch my stuff because we go all the way from having big fancy grills and canopies and tables and all that stuff to having our own bathroom.
Yep.
So you don't want to have to take the bathroom down.
No, you don't want to do that.
I actually managed to hit 2 tailgates this past year. The one that I met you at.
Okay. And
then there was a game that I went where a buddy of mine had rented a big RV with the external TVs and all that. Mm-hmm. I didn't actually have tickets to the game. I stayed at the RV the whole time, cooking and drinking and eating and had a good time. That's the game that I met Marty Lyons at.
Oh, right. That's right. I remember that.
Marty Lyons came out to our tailgate.
I got to tell you, there was once years ago, we used to take, like in the colder months, colder games. When it used to get cold in December, remember those years?
Oh, that was like 35 years ago.
At least.
Yeah, I still do remember those years. I haven't lost that many brain cells.
Yeah. So
you're not drinking hard enough.
Right, exactly. But we used to take one of the guys in the fire department with us had an RV. So at least one of the games towards the end of the season, we took the RV over, right? And it was great. Had a TV. I mean, it's back in the day. It didn't have like 3 or 4 LED TVs. It had one, TV, right?
Yeah.
And
a transistor TV?
Pretty much. And but grill, everything else, yeah, pretty much. But it was so cold one day. I mean, it was just so frigidly cold, and we were having such a good time at the tailgate. We never went in. We just sat at the RV. And enjoyed it. And the Giants wound up getting their asses kicked too. I mean, this is like, this is back well before the Super Bowl in '86. All right. Yeah, so back when the Giants were, looked at as worse than they actually have been looked at in the last several years.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I remember a game from maybe 6 or 8 years ago when the Giants were like absolutely horrible, like 13-2, something like that.
You mean 2 and 13?
2 and 13.
2 and 13. I always like to make it sound better than it is.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You're an optimist.
They're
So,
terrible.
so we're there for the last game.
Games.
We're there for the last game. It's January.
Mhm.
It's like 10 degrees wind chill factor,
Mm-hmm.
and I still have 25 people at my tailgate.
Nice. Well, when you got fire going,
Yep.
it does help.
We bring multiple grills when it's really cold, and then we bring heaters, those propane heaters.
Nice.
100%.
So I opened the second beer. I held it up briefly to show you that it still had a damn good head, even though this one, I've had this one for a little bit. This is McNutty's Macadamia Nut Brown Ale. What I love about this beer is, they went and they got nuts, macadamias from Hawaii, brought them all the way to Ireland, and then
brewed it and shipped it back to the United States.
Yeah, and it comes in through Remarkable Liquids. In Guilderland Center, New York. But the Loftgill Brewing, they're in Sligo. Let's see how this thing's drinking. Hopefully, it looks like a skunk on the label, doesn't it?
It does.
So hopefully it did. Hopefully it did not skunk.
Hopefully it didn't skunk.
Yeah.
So I'm
It
going
was in a can, so I'm sure it's not light struck.
No, it's definitely not. And it's a nicely textured label too. I like that. You can't.
Yeah, the Loftgill cans are very nice. I do.
Yeah. You know what? This held up pretty well too. I gotta say, I must be keeping my fridge at the exact right temperature.
I think you are.
That's doing okay, except for every now and then when I get a boat beer explode in the back of it, because it gets so cold. And as we know, boat beers are so. I think they're a little overly carbonated. What do you think, John?
Yeah, sure.
There's a little too much carbonation in them, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I drink a lot of them, but you freeze them, and the can tends to.
Yeah,
Well, you're not supposed to freeze beer.
Well, it's not freely.
You would think you would know that at that point.
Every time I freeze beer, it turns to ice. I don't know why. It must be something with my fridge.
But the best part about it is, I'll let it melt a little bit and drink the stuff that
Then you
was
drink
in
the
there.
alcohol.
And then you're just drinking the alcohol.
You're just drinking the alcohol, exactly.
So every now and then I get to drink an ice boat.
There you go.
EISBOT, ice boat.
Ice boat. There you go.
So, here is my second.
What you got there, Brian?
So this is.
Oh, I know those guys.
K-Made Devil's Reach. Very nice.
So 8.6.
Mm-hmm.
So there are very few people that make Belgian beers around. So I went out and purposely had to find a couple. I mean, because this is an IPA world, unfortunately, and
it is.
That is not my style. I mean, I can drink them, but it's not my preferred option. So
we were talking before the show that New Jersey doesn't really have any. Well, we don't. There's no all Belgian breweries in New Jersey because they wouldn't last very long.
Right.
But the last show I did it from Daggerrod Brewing in outside of Vancouver.
Yes,
and
I watched that one.
They're not 100% Belgian. I think Carrie drank something that wasn't a Belgian, but I was drinking nothing but Belgians because it was St. Bernardus Day.
It was St. Bernardus Day, and I had 4 St. Bernardus beers.
You did. You celebrated appropriately. I celebrated as best as I could being in Vancouver.
There you go.
But I got to say, those beers, they're doing some good stuff. And when I left, they gave me a bottle of their quad.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, I really wish I could have brought it back to share with you, but
I'm sure you did.
It leaked.
It leaked right down his throat.
No. There was no way because there was no label on it. I didn't know how well it was bottle capped. So I'm like, I'm drinking it in the Airbnb. It's not making it on the plane. I'm not going to bring it on the plane. And as much as I say, I wish I could have shared it with you, I don't.
He's lying.
I'm
full
lying.
of shit.
It was so good.
Right.
That thing had how a good quad has that dark plum flavor to it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, they nailed it. Oh, God, it was so good.
Yes. Well, we're just going to have to have them on the show, contact them beforehand, and get a little beer mail.
And if we can get them to send quad,
that would be nice.
Thing was fantastic.
I'll have to make a quad.
That would be nice. My second beer, I'm sticking German. I'm sticking all German today. Weldworks Brewing in
Fledung drinking German.
Imagine that. Weldworks Brewing in Colorado. They're Helles.
Oh hell!
So that's a metallic label. So here
There
you
you
go.
get a little
A nice clean beer.
Yes.
There you go, Helles. There you go, right there.
Well, they say if you're
And
visiting,
I got it in my Von Trapp class,
which is Austrian.
which is Austrian, but close enough.
It's close.
It's next door neighbors.
They speak they speak the same language.
This is true.
So,
Oh, oh my God, that's so good. I should have.
If you go to Germany and you go to a
say that.
brewery and you don't know I don't know why you don't just buy two of them automatically. It's
Because I get 27 in a crate. That means I'll have 54 in a crate.
That sounds like a you problem.
Exactly.
But they say if you go,
So
to
my
Germany,
crate is filling up.
That's true.
mine's going to be delivered this week, I think.
No, I'm waiting I'm stalling off.
You're stalling. Yeah, just that's
I'm
what I
up
do,
to
right?
17.
Yeah, that's what I do. I wait until I got about a case of beer, right? And then
I'm trying to figure. I can't remember how much is in this last one.
So
It's one of the reasons I'm drinking the fridge turds is to make room to get some of this into the fridge when it gets here.
Folks, if you didn't know what we're talking about, we actually did a show on this back in May. Just beer by mail, if you will. This is Tavor. Tavor is out of the Pacific Northwest, and we are all big proponents of it, and we get beer shipped to us quite frequently. And
this is my first attempt at it.
We apparently are a bad influence on Mr. Boak.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got him into something that he's not going to be able to get himself out of once you start.
But you can't because there are always beers that will be shipped later, like pre-orders.
Yep.
They con you into like.
Hey, that's how they get you.
Right.
That's how they get you.
I've actually only got 10 in this one, John.
Gotcha.
4 of them is one beer. It's Secret from Wayfinder.
Secret.
Which is their lager.
Mine is as of last Friday.
Czech lager.
My crate as of last Friday was awaiting confirmation scan at local delivery service in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey.
That was mine today.
So
that was mine today, and I got 2 from Southwood Cellars coming, 1 from an Incendiary, 1 from Burial, and 1 from Barricade.
Gotcha. I have 28 beers. 28 beers in there.
No, I only got 10.
You're over a case.
I'm over a case, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did was when I hit 24, the day I was at, there was a couple more that popped up that I gotta have this too. So it got up to 28. So
there's Southwood Cellars had a mild ale on their Orange Crema that was just too intriguing to not order.
Which we got, it was orange. Yeah, I think I got that actually.
Yeah, it's a mild.
Yeah, no, hold on. I have. Well, I won't even say what it is. I got a Pilsner, a lager, a Kolsch lager, Pilsner, Kolsch lager, mild. That's the orange crema.
Yep, there it is.
Kolsch. I got 2 of Bizarre Brewing Skies of Red. It's an alt beer. Imagine that. I got 2 of those. A Dunkel, a Pilsner, a lager, a Schwarzbier, a lager, 2 Keller beers, a Pilsner, a lager.
It's almost like you're a lager room guy.
I know. Imagine that. A Belgian double. Right there you go. Belgian one.
Where did you find that? I couldn't find.
It's all timing. It is
all timing. Some they pop up, and it depends on how many they got.
Gone in like 8 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, if they only got 2 cases of them and they put them up and it pops up, it could be gone in 10 minutes. If you don't check it all, like, do you have notifications on your phone for when a new beer pops up? Yeah. So
I don't do that. I'm catch can, because if I did that, I'd be spending way too much money. And you see what's back here? See what's back here?
Way too much beer.
It would be this high.
Yeah.
It'd be this high. This is ridiculous. No, I got Czech lager, mild, barrel aged stout, imperial stout, barrel aged American wild ale, and barrel aged American wild ale.
So I just pulled it up just now to look, and Weldworks released their Hef. Now it's a new crate, right? I only have 3 beers in it, but I'm going to be keeping this one open probably till sometime in late October. So I'm not gonna take that.
Don't go late October because you know what happens. All of a sudden you get the
Well, that's what I'm
holiday rush,
saying.
and you won't see the beer until January.
Yeah, but that happens towards the end of November. So I'll get this one late October, and then if I create another crate at that point, I'm just waiting until January for it. So.
I think Brian's shopping right now as we speak.
No, I'm just looking to see if because, like I said, I can never find any Belgian. So I have barrel-aged stout, Saison, farmhouse lager, imperial stout, barrel-aged wild, American wild, imperial stout, Oktoberfest, imperial stout. Mm-hmm. You see anything running there? Barrel-aged American wild ale, blonde, barrel-aged barley wine, porter.
It's nice when you can mail order
brown, barrel-aged barley wine, Flanders red, English brown, and golden ale.
The English brown, I think. Did I get that one? Oh, that's in my new crate. Was that
Trampled Rose?
Trampled Rose, Bizarre Brewing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got one of those too. That's in my new crate.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I splurged on a couple, like the Fremont Brewing 2024 anniversary golden barley wine, which is a barrel-aged barley wine.
Yeah, my splurge on this crate is a barrel-aged stout from Incendiary. It's a bourbon barrel-aged rye imperial stout with walnut and cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. Incendiary's making some really good. They're out of North Carolina, right?
Yep. Yeah. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. And also a societal construct for the disciplined. When you have a name like this, you know it's burial.
Yeah.
Societal construct for the disciplined. Yeah, it's burial or dissolver. And they're one and the same too, right?
They're in the same town.
No, and the owner of dissolver used to work for burial.
Yes, so it's the same kind of mindset.
I'm waitlisted for Rusty Nail and both Fremont Brewing, Rusty Nail, which is a barrel-aged stout, and their 14th anniversary golden barrel-aged barley wine.
Very nice.
Nice.
Those are two more splurges.
Fremont makes good beer, really good beer too. So
I'm actually staying away from Tavor for a little bit, not even looking at what's there, because, like I said, I've got to drink room down. I got to drink my fridge down to make room. You see, there's John's crate right there. I've got a crate underneath it, and part of that crate is about another probably 18 boat beers, and the skinny shelf in the beer fridge is just full of boat beer as it is already. So I got some drinking to do to make room.
Yeah, well, I have a 4-tap kegerator that's got three. That's got 3 kegs in it. I'm waiting for Ramstein to keg Oktoberfest for me. I have a keg waiting up there.
Nice.
And then I have 3 kegs in the fermenter that I have to finish cleaning kegs so I can keg that.
Yeah, and you're still ordering beer.
And I'm ordering beer.
We all have problems. You see all this? We see all these bottles here. I got all these bottles. I've got the same amount outside as well. Oh, and John, one of the things I brought back.
I think that's called first world problems.
Yes,
it's definitely first world problems. Absolutely.
It's called beer nerd problems. I told you about House of Funk while I was out there.
Yep.
And try not to get madness stuck in your head now.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the House of Funk, because every time I say that, it gets stuck in my head. Mm-hmm. But they made a beer called Quadrophenia. Their stuff is really, really good, by the way.
Quadrophenia?
Quadrophenia.
Yes, Quadrophenia. That's really good. Is that like Belgian Quadrophenia?
Uh-huh. It is a port wine finished bourbon barrel aged Belgian quad.
Oh my God.
There is no, it's like, I don't care.
You are mean.
I don't care if I've got to throw a pair of jeans away that's coming home with me. I know I'm at my weight limit. I will toss clothing.
Throw a pair of jeans away.
Oh my God, this is I had to bring that, and I only had room for one because I also bought a bottle from Braggot Brewing, which is a brewery that specializes in braggots. Imagine that, Brian.
Imagine that.
Oh, really? Oddly named.
Yes, very oddly named. But my God, their stuff I was so pleasantly surprised with their stuff. I got a flight of every single one of theirs. Enjoyed every single braggot that they made. Had to bring a half growler back, and their stuff is really good. So that's about all. And I brought a couple of beers back for John because we're gonna one of the breweries in Vancouver that I was at called Main Street. We're gonna try to get them on the show. So we need to drink some of their stuff on the show. So
now, let me ask you a question. You told me that House of Funk don't, try not to get madness stuck in my mind. And then you tell me the name of the beer is Quadrophenia.
So now you got who stuck.
Now I got the who. Now I got the who and madness stuck in my mind.
Oh man! So both the voices in your head are singing.
Right.
Nice.
Both.
So he's got a split personality.
Well, the two that can actually sing.
There you go. The two that have a nice singing voice, sir. Yeah.
Not the croakers.
I decided to turn some lights on.
Holy shit! That's Brian.
Look at that.
That's Brian Boak. I can see him now.
I do love the red stripe for the blue, though. That is fantastic.
Well,
right?
the red stripe on what would be under the Antonio Pierce is actually a 1x3 that I painted.
I was going to say, because that has a shadow underneath it. You can tell that's
correct.
Sticking out from the wall. The other's painted on.
There you go.
But and then we can go
and
that way, and that goes to the bar.
And you've got a shelf
that
continues to
kegerator.
strike. I like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can
like
go
the bike
this way,
there
and you talk about albums.
There you go. Nice vinyl.
Albums, nice. CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's my 1980s stereo system.
Please. See, I hope you were going to say vinyl, CDs. I was hoping you were going to pan down and see the row of 8 tracks. Right.
Okay. So cassettes.
Right.
Okay. So
and if you look on there, you've got cassette player at the bottom, 90 watt per channel receiver, CD player.
You got a dual deck
turntable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is your dual deck? With your dual deck, can you record from one to the other?
Yes.
Yeah, that's an 80s setup.
That's absolutely an 80s setup.
So guess where all my 80s audio
in a box in storage.
Guess what else is in a box in storage? Guess what's part of that audio equipment?
An 8-track player.
An 8-track player.
There
are 8 tracks in there, and I actually have Kiss's Destroyer on 8-track.
On 8-track, very nice. Actually, I will tell you, I had none. I didn't have any of the remaining 8 tracks. Did I actually cart around with me anywhere? So they were not in the place that they would have been gone now, right?
Right.
So there's somewhere in my father's either garage or basement are at least one box, one of those totes, remember of 8 tracks. So I don't even know if they're I don't have anywhere to play them, right? But I guess they're there somewhere.
This is the other side of the room. So we've got a big TV. We've got a Super Bowl league.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
We got autographs and we got killer sound system.
There we go.
So we are
the LPs that you see here. Yeah. This is 2 of the 6 boxes that I took out of storage.
Now, do you have do you have the equipment to play them?
I have. All I have is.
It's a USB. It's a USB one that you right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's also. I can also play Bluetooth. It's functional. It's functional and it plays them.
Okay.
It's better than trying to set up that whole system, modular system that we had back in the 80s. Even though I love that thing.
Oh, I loved it too.
I had a 110 per channel, and the speakers that we put up through my brother's speakers that were just massive, and because we roomed together in college, and we would do that just to piss the girls off next door. We would shake stuff off their shelves.
Nice.
Yeah,
you can really see this like this down here, right? I don't have anywhere to hang it up right now, but it's a Super Bowl thing. It's got a picture of Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler, and Eli Manning, and the 4 Super Bowl tickets.
Nice.
So I got to get that hung up somewhere, but you wouldn't see it if it was hung up over there. But yeah, I was able to.
Well, that's what this one is. So if you look at, let's see, can we get in this?
Very nice.
So
there's 3 tickets.
3 tickets.
There you go. Hold on. I'll pull it out. There we go.
Oh, no, John, sit down. Oh, okay, never mind. He stood up and said, I'll pull it out.
Yeah, I know. I don't trust him either.
Really?
There you go. So Phil, Jeff, Eli, 21, 25, 42, 46.
Very nice.
There you go.
Yeah. So I've been
You
lucky.
mean
I've had some friends.
42.
I've had some friends that have not had space in their house. So one of my friends donated the Antonio Pierce
Is it
frame
Very nice.
jersey.
is
Very
it
nice.
they didn't have space or the wife didn't give them space?
Neither of them have wives at the
Oh,
moment.
okay. So they
Wow.
didn't have space.
One never had one, and one
Had one and then didn't.
had one and decided that maybe that was not a good idea.
Had one until he didn't.
Yes. So, so two of my friends gave me the Super Bowl tickets and the Antonio Pierce. And I tell them, I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, they're on loan. You ever want them back, they're yours.
You'll just have to fight me for them.
You're just holding on to them for him.
I'm displaying them for them. They can always come over and look at them. If they ever want to take them off the wall, it's theirs to take. It's
Have
not
at
mine.
it, right? Exactly.
I'm just taking custody of it for the moment.
There you go.
Yes, that's like all my power tools.
They have visitation rights. You have
They have visitation rights. They can come over and look at them and stare at them. But one of my best pictures I have in here is I actually have a great picture of me and Carl Banks and holding a rack of his ribs.
Very nice.
I've seen that picture.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that picture.
I have to know too.
No, it's like my power tools. All my power tools live with my friend Meathead, because I could have put them in storage, but he had just bought a new house. So I'm like,
He can use them.
hold the power tools, use them. He has explained to me, however, that I used to have a pancake air compressor.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, but as far as you're concerned, you never owned one. He fell in love with this thing.
I thought you were going to say he has explained to me since how to use all of the power tools.
Well, no. What is happening is there is a storage fee that is accumulating.
Well, that's the air compressor
that is going
payment.
to wipe out the ownership value of the storage item.
of said items, right? Yeah.
But then again, there's the usage tax, which will then bring it back the other way. So we'll see how that works. But he's taken possession of the air compressor, and he's free to have that. There's some of the tools he won't use. He opened up my router once, and he goes, "Why do you own something like this?
Mm-hmm.
How could you possibly use something this beautiful?" Because I'm afraid to touch this.
Why? What kind of router is it?
It's been so long I don't even remember the name of my tools anymore.
Was it a Netgear?
Yeah, it was a Netgear. What's the ones with the gray body? You've got the yellow body, which is the Vault. Milwaukee's the Reds.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the one with the two names. That's got a gray body, and I can't remember that one right now. But it's
I don't know.
I forget what it's called now.
I'm not sure.
But it's one of the high end brands, and he's afraid to use that one.
He's afraid to use it. Gosh,
Yes.
I can't imagine being afraid. So I am now going to a classic brewery out of.
There you go.
You're leaving the show. You're going to the brewery.
No, yeah,
Oh, the brewery's not there anymore.
Oh,
and I'll be right back because I have a wall-hanging bottle opener that is a Boaks Beer bottle opener up on the
I was
wall.
going to say I have. Here you
there's
go.
another collector's item.
There you go. You need this?
So you can see it if you look between the Boaks logo and
I see it.
the Boaks article.
Mhm.
Yep, I see that.
The bottle opener.
There you go. Yes, flying fish. Their Abiel is very, very, was very, very, very good. I guess.
And this is the double.
That was the Abbey double. That was the double.
This is the double. Yeah.
Very nice. Yes, fantastic. Speaking of family, I want to throw this out there really quick. Speaking of family and marriage,
just before you do, I just remember Porter Cable.
Porter. Oh, yes.
Porter Cable. Yes.
Porter Cable. Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
So, speaking of family and marriage and everything else, happy birthday to Corey, my son-in-law to be next year.
Happy birthday, Corey.
Happy
Happy
Corey.
birthday.
Good kid.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yesterday, my grandson turned 15.
Oh, very nice. 6 more years, and he'll be legal to take what you're giving him.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I've been almost 17 and a half-year-old granddaughter, so she's getting closer.
There you go. Yeah. I don't have any grandkids yet. I am behind by many years where my father was at this point from the grandkids that I gave him. So
you were a better child than your children are being to you.
Pretty much, right?
This is the way I see it.
Yeah. But if my one daughter, well, both my daughters are getting married next year. But if my one daughter that Corey is marrying, if she has her way, she's going to have 4 kids next year. And not quadruplets. She's going to have 4 kids next year. Just boom,
every 3 months?
Somehow, just every 3 months, she's going to have a kid.
She's always been an overachiever, hasn't she?
Absolutely. Just go for it. Make it work. There you go.
So I did a really cool thing on Saturday. I went to Edison.
Okay.
I went go-kart racing.
Oh yes,
that's always
fun. That's fun there. Yep.
So
what was it?
It was great. It was the second time I did it. I did it once with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
My brother came up from North Carolina, and we went fishing down in Seaside one day, and then I took him go-kart racing another day, and it was like, this is really cool.
I remember doing that in Action Park.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is completely different. This is completely different. Traction Park.
Traction Park. It's Traction Park. Traction Park.
I was going to say that.
And this is completely different because you don't have that anywhere near as big of a possibility of killing yourself at this
Correct.
point.
In Edison.
Right. Because it's multi-level. It's a quarter-mile track that has 13 turns in it. And you go up and down the hill and around and
it is cool.
Around they go like 35, 45 miles an hour.
It's very fun there. Yes, I've been. It's very nice. Very cool.
But they do actually make you wear a helmet and a Herms device.
Which is a good thing. Which is a really good thing.
Which is not bad.
I mean, back talking about Traction Park, they didn't care if you had shoes on or,
or flip-flops or
flip-flops or bare feet or no helmet or, you could have been 6 years old driving the go-karts.
Or pants. Actually, half the rides removed your pants.
Well, yeah, not intentionally. Well, maybe intentionally. But...
and through your throat, typically.
Yes.
Pretty much. Yeah. Anybody? Cheers to everybody that experienced
and survived.
Burn Valley and survived.
And can still speak.
And does not have a skin graft.
There you go. I can't tell you how many days. That's.
I've opened my third.
What is that? I'm about to open mine too. Go for it.
Kind of wish I hadn't. This one did not hold up well.
So I'm ahead of you guys then.
Providence Brewing's Pound Town.
Okay.
And what is it?
It is an IPA. So I didn't expect this to hold up too well.
Mm-hmm.
How old is it?
That's a good question. I don't think Rhode Island requires you put the candy on.
Well, I can tell you when you got it.
Yeah, it was a year ago at least.
No, it wasn't. I brought it back for you when I was up by Efren in January.
Yeah. Oh, it was from this year.
January of what year?
This year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this did
should
not
be
hold
reasonable up. Then.
It's not holding up too well.
No bite?
No, too much bite. Too much bite, but also...
Is it a malt bite or a bitter bite?
Seems to be a bitter bite.
Really?
It seems to be a bitter bite, but it also still manages to have that wet cardboard quality of it.
It's oxidized, so...
Yeah. So, well, it's Pound Town, so I guess I'll have to pound it down.
Yeah. Power through.
Because I haven't installed a sink in the bedroom yet to drain pour or anything.
Right.
So I'll have to drain.
Well, you just have to get in the glass.
I can use the old glass that I had, but I don't like wasting beer, so I'll probably just drain pour it down my throat.
Here you go.
As long as it's reasonable, it's okay.
Pour it out, guys.
Right. Yeah.
Here you go. I got it.
Well, that's my work computer. I better not do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. But I got that one when Jess and I were up, as we do.
That's right.
Right after New Year's, we were up in Rhode Island. We were up in Providence. We were up by Efren.
Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just found out that we've got a guy at work who's going to be working with me for a little bit. Found out that he lives just south. He lives now in New York, but he's from just south of Portland, Maine.
Okay.
And he's going home for Labor Day weekend.
Just south of Port, like in Saco, or
no, just south by the lighthouse.
Oh, so South Portland,
pretty much. Yeah.
All right.
And what toys is he going to bring back?
I'm going to have to say, hey, dude, if you really want me to train you properly, you need to bring me back some stuff. I need tribute.
Like a list, like a list of items. Here's your homework.
I need some bellflower. I need a whole bunch of the machine.
I want bellflower, and I want bellflower. I want
the machine,
and hacienda if there's any left. But
it's that time of year. There probably is a fresh batch.
Yeah,
they probably got a fresh batch going.
Which we call it a little bit of
Hanukkah in my life.
A little bit of Hanukkah in your life.
I said
You're a little early.
It's a little bit,
but Hanukkah. Yeah,
no,
Hanukkah
and a little bit of mass landing, but BLT.
Bring the
BLT back. Right?
Yeah, I knew where you're going. I know where your mind is.
Mass landing over in Westbrook, Maine, obviously west of Portland.
Yeah.
They make really good beer. The beer is fantastic, but they have food there, and their BLT is literally by far one of the best BLTs I've ever had.
It is,
and
really
I told Dave about it when we were up there together. We were there earlier; they came later. We were at the same time. We left, and he was going over to Mass Landing. I says, "He's telling it can't be. It can't be." He texts me later. He's like, "Holy shit, you were right."
And you're talking to a guy that makes bacon.
It was ridiculous.
It was good. Really?
Yeah.
Really
insanely good.
Really, really good.
Like here, the beer could suck. It doesn't. It's far from that. It's fantastic. But the beer could suck. I would still go back there because of the beer.
You're talking about a brewery that did a beer, an alternate beer style so damn well that it caused all the breweries around it to have to make that freaking beer style.
No, the peanut butter.
The peanut butter porter.
The Gunner's daughter.
Gunner's daughter. Yeah, the peanut butter porter. And it was so damn good that, all the breweries in Maine, they were kind of, and around the area around Maine, were forced to do one as well. So they popularized an adjunct style.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's how good that beer was. And it's a damn good beer.
It's a very good beer. Here's my third. It's from Urban Family Brewing.
Urban Family, I was there.
You were at Urban Family.
Where is Urban Family?
They are in Ballard, Washington.
Okay. just outside of Seattle. And it's
I was passing out a block and a half from that. I mean, staying.
It's a 6.3% German Maibach, as opposed to Maibach, yeah, as opposed to like a Japanese Maibach, right? But
hey,
it's a Maibach. But the name of it's funny too. Like I'll get it. It says, "Should I shave or should I grow? Should I shave or should I grow?"
Now. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
There was one time.
That's the label. That's the label.
Just for this. See, nice.
Oh, you trimmed.
Nice
That's like.
I have not. I need a trim. I need to. Yeah.
I've got to say.
The Santa beard is coming in very nice.
It's very
nice. It's coming in very nice.
In college.
That night, just drink more beers, and the belly will go along with it.
Right.
Well, and
I'm set for the holidays. There you go.
I gotta say, I bought this
jersey. You can make lots of money then.
I bought this jersey to have room to put like a jacket or something underneath it.
Not so much.
It's snug on me now.
Yeah, the jersey I bought the other day that I talked to you about. Obviously, anybody wants to see what it is? Tune in next week on the 4th to the Get On With It sports podcast. But anyway,
following me and
now normally like this is a 2X, right? So I normally get a 2X. 2X is a little big. Like an XL I can fit in, but there's no room underneath it, right? I'm more comfortable in XL. I'm more comfortable.
Well, you've always been a string bean. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm 6'4" and 200 pounds, so
yeah.
But
I outweigh you at 5'10", so stop.
I'm level with him. I see eye to eye with him. I'm 6'4" too, but I'm 50 pounds heavier than him.
Yeah, I'm about there too.
But in any event, I bought that jersey. I bought a 3X, and I didn't need it. I could have bought the 2X, but I bought the 3X just so I could wear it with a hoodie underneath or something like that.
Well, what I was saying earlier, there was in college, back to your beer. In college, one night I was so damn drunk, they were playing "Should I Stay or Should I Go Now" by the Clash.
Yeah.
And part of that song, there's someone kind of yelling in Spanish, singing.
I got you.
And I'm singing it, and one of the Hispanic guys on our floor was like, "Dave, I didn't know you spoke Spanish." I'm like, "I don't speak Spanish." Like, but you sang that perfectly. I'm like, I have no clue what the hell I just said.
Like singing La Bamba, right?
Yeah.
Hola, bola, la bamba. Hola, bola, la bamba. Una poco de gracia.
But I understand.
We learned Spanish, don't know what it means. But
well, I understand a little Spanish now because of where I live. I'm in Union City. If you don't know a little Spanish, you're not going to get anywhere in any local businesses. I know how to order, arepas and enchiladas and picadillo and all kinds of things now. But I'm fluent in so many languages. When it comes to food, I'm fluent in about 15 languages. But yeah, no, I apparently was so drunk that I knew Spanish for a brief.
Well, there you go.
It is awesome.
There you
go. Oof, this is going to be tough finishing this. I've got this is one last pound, and actually that bitterness, one last pound of beer. That bitterness, John, is more sulfuric than bitter.
Okay, all right. So it's definitely all the feels of an oxidized beer. So.
Yes, wet cardboard and sulfur.
Bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, for me, you don't have to drink
it. No, I don't.
Actually, I don't. Technically, I don't have to drink it.
But well, you don't really. I mean, you can just put it down, and I mean,
I'm sure you have another glass in the house somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah. So grab one, dump it in that. Well, even grab one and pour the next beer in that.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, I don't want to hear you pissing and moaning. Come on.
Why not? John's got to deal with it every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm special.
Every 2 weeks.
You're special, Brian.
Every 2 weeks.
Oh,
actually,
we do the show every week, Dave.
Yeah, right. Every week.
We just want to point that out to you for the last 4 years.
But we take turns pissing and moaning.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I piss you off one week, you piss me off the other week. I got you.
We don't piss each other off. We just piss and moan.
Piss and moan. No, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pour it into my last glass. Oh.
So
I just can't do it. That's just
John. Remember that we're going to meet at your brewery to talk about some of these.
Yes, we are.
Oh, the tasters. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I have some that I can donate, like one to a friend, one to like. I mean, I have like 25 of them, and I don't need 25.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a friend. So am I a friend? Because I would love one of those.
You might qualify.
Okay.
And you'd help qualify if you brought me a case of beer.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
But you might qualify if you brought me even less than a case of beer. Like,
there you go.
Beer.
Just beer.
That may work as well.
Beer.
Okay. So,
but
beer
yes, we're gonna get together at your brewery.
We're gonna get together, yeah.
Because I've got like 25 of them, and I really only need, say, 10.
Sure.
Let me know when that happens.
Because why do I need more than 10 of those?
Of course, absolutely.
And then I've got a bunch of glass ones too. I'm not sure if anybody wants a couple.
Oh, I'd want the glass.
Of course.
Well, no. They're not Boaks glass ones. Sorry.
Okay.
There's glass tasters.
I'm more interested in the Boaks.
Right. No, I understand. But I've kind of like I cleaned them up, ran them through a sanitizing, and it's like I got to get rid of some of this stuff.
Exactly.
I can liquidate, and I'll also bring down some Boaks memorabilia banners in case anybody wants one for their.
Very nice. I would love that. And I got to tell you too. Jess was just up in the attic.
Yeah.
A week and a half ago.
That you're taking out down the
Halloween. No, it's not Halloween yet. Not Halloween. Probably that the Halloween village will go up. The Halloween village will go up probably the third week in September.
Okay.
Right. Just before, she'll get it completely done by the the equinox, right? The when it becomes fall, right? It'll be
Right.
done at that point. Like she'll start it before, but it'll be done by the 23rd.
That's how those things work. Yes.
Right. And then, but like within a week or so, like she'll leave it up for like a week or so after Halloween, and that's when she'll start migrating everything over to the Christmas village, right?
Yes.
But in any event, she was upstairs, and she says, "What do you want to do with this box of tap handles?" And I'm like, and it's a small box. I've gotten rid of a bunch of stuff that I've had. So I said, "Give me it. Let me look at it." I have 2 Boaks handles.
You have 2 of my Boaks handles?
I have 2 of your Boaks handles if you'd like them.
I'll take 1.
All right, fair enough. We'll split them.
Well, you have 1.
There we go.
I mean, I have a bunch of.
That's
Boaks.
very equitable.
Yes, I try to be fair.
Well, while he's off doing that, I opened my 4th.
What is it? Oh, look at that.
So this is Old Heights.
Mm-hmm.
It is NJCBGB, which is probably the best name NJCB collab beer ever.
NJCBGB, yes.
I love that. This is a black IPA. And John, you know how old this one is as well. This one's
I was with you when you bought that one.
You were with me when I bought that. This one also has no.
That was last summer, so that's over.
Yes, it is.
That one.
Yeah,
that was last July. That beer.
This one's quite old, so it's going to be interesting because we've got some dark malts in there.
But there's roast in it too, so it might balance.
Roast.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. It can't be worse than what just went down my throat.
So, is it this style?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yes. Yep.
So, actually, what we'll do is I have a bunch of these.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we'll do is you'll bring it to the event,
mm-hmm.
and we'll donate it to somebody.
Done.
Okay.
Perfect.
You keep one, and we'll donate one to somebody because I have a bunch of those. So I don't need another one.
Sure.
Does it have a label on it though?
It does. It has.
Okay, that's fine.
2 Blind Monks. Has 2 Blind
That's
Monks.
fine. As long as it has a label on it, then because if it didn't, what I would do is I would bring a label down and we could put it on it.
Right. Yeah, they're both. One. I actually. One is the reason I said it had 2 Blind Monks is because one of them has 2 Blind Monks, one of them has Monster Mash, and if I'm going to keep one, I'm keeping the Monster Mash.
Yes, of course. I understand. So like right now, I have. So let's switch that from here. Can we travel well enough?
We need to get him a rig.
We do.
So if you look there, you will see that one tap of handle is Wooden Beanie.
Yep.
And one tap handle is 2 Blind Monks.
Yep.
And the other tap handle is a Ramstein tap handle.
And there's a blank one.
And there's a blank.
And that's your empty.
The blank is the empty. Mm-hmm. So
you got to let me know what you got.
Ramstein is their summer blonde. Their summer Bach.
The Summer Bach.
Yeah, the Summer Bach.
Has he made double? Has he made the double platinum blonde recently?
I'm sure he has because I've had it on tap there. So yes, he has.
Right. That's fantastic beer.
Right.
Yeah, I love that beer.
He commented on the show once that he was drinking it.
Well, he was when he was on the show last year. He was drinking double platinum.
Well, that's right. Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah. But
because what I'll do is I'll go up and when I pick up my Oktoberfest, I'll bring up 1 or 2 kegs, and one will be for the next double plat, and the other one will be for winter wheat because I get a keg of winter wheat every year.
Nice, I love winter wheat. That's such a good beer.
Right, and like a growler just doesn't cut it.
It doesn't. Yeah, you need more than that. Need more than that. Definitely need more than that.
There's something wrong with this glass.
It's got a hole in it. It's got a hole in it.
It leaks.
It keeps emptying.
So I think I'm going to go.
Why don't you go fill that?
Why don't you
over
go
there?
We'll watch you fill it.
We'll watch you fill it.
I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to fill it with Wooden Beanie.
Fill it with Wooden Beanie.
And I'm killing him by showing him this, and he's, you know what? Maybe I saved this for a tailgate.
I think you should.
And where is that? Because I'm far away, so I can't.
That's the Quadrophenia there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And there'll be only 4 of us drinking from it, though, because Carrie has
the 3 of us and Carrie, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll save that for a tailgate. So we still have to pick. We still have to pick a game.
We still have to pick the game.
Or two.
Absolutely. Or two. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm definitely going to be at least 2, if not 3 this year. So.
By the way, I've got to carry a New Jersey because last
New
year
Jersey. We're in New Jersey.
a different jersey than the one she had. One that's new to her because I got her at the Barkley jersey. That happened.
Yeah, but Barkley was the jersey that Dave got her last year. Well, Barkley was the jersey that Dave commissioned somebody to get her last year.
Yes, John picked it up for me. But now,
so, cheers, my gentlemen.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers. So I got her the jersey, then Barkley left the team, and I know a lot of people now want me to get her a Daniel Jones jersey.
If that's going to be the case, then yes, get her a Daniel Jones jersey.
But because I'd get her a Thibodeau, but I like Thibodeau.
No, you don't want to do that. Here's my thing. Here's my thing with Daniel Jones, and I knew this was going to turn into, it's going to come around full circle into.
Well, we do have to speak about Daniel Jones because the reports coming out of camp, just like last year, are positive.
Why wouldn't they be positive?
Yeah, they're blowing smoke positive.
All right.
And now you guys, Brian, you were at one of the preseason games.
Yes.
How did he look?
Tommy Cutlets.
Yes.
Was able to march down the field.
That's my thing. Here's my Daniel Jones preseason report. Tommy DeVito looks great.
Right. Yes.
Great. Well, the whole thing is, if you remember,
and Drew Luck is injury prone.
He's
we know that.
As is Daniel Jones. I mean,
yes. Right. So it's
with
Tommy DeVito's playing a lot of games this year.
But we did learn last year that once they figured out DeVito's game, they were able to shut him down. Has he learned enough in the offseason?
That's not entirely true. Because Brian and I were both at that Monday night Packers game, and that was his 4th or 5th start. And this was the Packers, a team that went to probably should have gone to the championship game, but at least was in like a strong favorite in the playoffs, right? And the Giants still beat them, and Tommy DeVito was a big part of the reason that they beat him. So, you know what? I mean, nobody is a Super Bowl championship. Dave, stop barking.
I'm sorry. That's the beat earlier.
So that is, where is she? There she is.
Oh, there she is.
That is a dachshund.
That's a mini dachshund.
It's a mini dachshund.
And what she's saying is, mommy is home, and I want to go see mommy. So
has she been there the whole time?
She's been here the whole time. She's been sleeping.
Amazing.
She's very quiet when daddy's here,
Mm-hmm.
but when mommy comes around, she makes a stink.
There you go.
So what we're going to do is we're going to bring her upstairs, and I will stay on audio.
All right, there you go.
On video.
Okay.
Come here, Mickey.
So now, John, the whole thing with Daniel DeVito looking good, is it just that he looks better than Daniel Jones? I just said Danny DeVito.
You said Danny DeVito.
Yes.
DeVito.
Tony DeVito. Does
Tommy DeVito.
I'm going to get the name right eventually.
Who is Tony DeVito?
Tommy Cutlets. I'm just going to stick with Tommy Cutlets. So I try to use this real name, it doesn't work.
Tony DeVito. I want to find a guy named Tony DeVito. I got to do it.
Get him going. But Tommy Cutlets. Is the enamored with him is because he's so damn Jersey and he's looks so much better than Daniel Jones, or is he actually a viable NFL starter?
I don't know. You know what? I mean, here's the thing. From what we've seen, he looks like a pretty solid backup, right? But he hasn't played enough to prove that he's more than that.
Right.
Okay. And that's my take. Honestly, and I'm gonna wait to give my Daniel Jones information until Brian gets back because he can weigh in. But as far as Tommy DeVito goes, if he plays, hypothetically speaking, if he plays 9 or 10 games, that should be a decent barometer of whether he's NFL caliber to even start breaking through to possibly be a starter, right?
Right.
But he hasn't played enough games to prove more than the fact that he's a pretty solid backup quarterback.
Right.
Which one?
But we're talking about DeVito, right?
Yeah. Yes.
If he could play more games, then it would prove whether or not he's capable of possibly taking a starting role. But at the moment, the only thing you really can say with any certainty is that he's a solid backup quarterback, right?
True enough.
As far as Daniel Jones goes, there's no excuses this year. Brian, can you hear me?
No.
Yes.
Right. There's no excuses this year. The offensive line has been fixed to some extent. I mean, it's not a solid brick wall like Eli had back in 2007 and 2011, or certainly that Phil Simms had back in 86.
Right.
But it's a lot better than it's been in the last 6 years. Right.
And he's got a good receiving core.
He's got a great amazing receiving core. And I got to be honest with you, no shade to Saquon, but Devin Singletary is not a bad running back.
Not at all.
Okay. And Eric Gray is pretty damn
Gray
good
is
too.
great. Gray is great. No, I saw him at the preseason game.
What school did Gray come out of?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure actually. If you said it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right, but I can't think of it right now.
No, but Gray did like wonderful stuff.
He did. He actually is really good. So
Yes,
I don't
He
think
can
they're
actually
not
play football.
John, there's a reason I asked you what school he came from.
Oh, Oklahoma. Okay.
Uh-huh.
No. All right. But in any event, Daniel Jones has zero excuses for why this
But
can't be.
the Giants organization, because they screwed the pooch, are going to make excuses.
No, they're not. And I'm going to tell you why.
Do you think they're going to finally give up on him?
Daniel Jones is Gettleman's boy. It's not Joe Shane's boy.
Oh, that's right. So hopefully,
Joe Shane didn't screw the pooch with Daniel Jones.
Right.
Dave Gettleman, who set this organization back 6 years
yes,
during his
spending
tenure.
so much damn money
Right.
on bust after bust after bust.
That's the problem here. So this is
so much money on Daniel Jones was a waste.
This is the make or break year. So if he can be what he was and more that he was 2 years ago, and they get to the next level, forget about last year. They get to the next level that they were at 2 years ago. Like get back to the NFC divisional game in the playoffs, and even if they don't win it, compete hard because they got the shit kicked out.
Right. We need to be in the playoffs.
Right. So if they can do that, then fine. If he
So
proves himself to be,
what I'm hearing here is get Kerry the Daniel Jones jersey.
well, no. Because
No?
here's the thing: I'm not going to be one of these guys.
You're rooting for him. We're all rooting for him.
I'm rooting for him because I'm rooting for the Giants, right? I'm not rooting against him because I want him to go another year of mediocrity. Fuck that. I don't want that.
No, 5 more years of mediocrity.
Well, that too, right? So
I've gotten to the point where I don't buy anybody's jersey that is not an accomplished player.
Right. I bought the jersey that I bought that I told you about before, which anybody wants to see it. Not that it really matters, Jersey Johnny here. I bought a jersey. Yeah. Shocker. I know, right? I normally just buy classic players. I normally do. Right.
Usually not active. Sometimes players.
But it depends on who it is, right? I do have a Daniel Jones jersey, right? I did have a Saquon Barkley jersey. I actually have 2 Saquon Barkley jerseys.
I thought you bought the Eli while Eli was still active.
I did.
But he bought it. He was active enough that it was worth it.
Right.
Well, he already had 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
legit. It's okay.
That was legit. Yeah.
I had an Eli Manning jersey. Before he won the 2nd Super Bowl. I bought others since. Right now in that closet. Well, this one and I have, including this one, I have 3 Eli Manning jerseys. So,
you may have a problem.
Yeah, I know. I do. And I'll be the first to admit it. But in any event,
you're worse than me with Hawaiian shirts.
But I do. Yeah, this is true. But I do. I do usually buy classic players. I don't buy new ones. But the specific jersey that I bought that I was telling you about before that I bought the other day, they only had new players. So I picked one of the new players. The specific jersey.
Well, as you know, I only have one Giants jersey.
The one you're wearing.
And it's because it was my favorite Giants player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the great thing about wearing a Mark Navarro jersey is you can go to any stadium. You could probably even go into Philadelphia wearing this jersey. And
well, he was an Eagle at some point.
He was an Eagle. Yeah, that's true. But you could probably go to any stadium wearing this jersey and they could go, Bavaro, what a great player. You will not catch shade anywhere for wearing a Bavaro jersey. So many other players, yes, you will catch shade for. Not Bavaro. He is beloved everywhere. There was one time we had a sports jersey day at work. Our HR guy is from San Francisco.
So he was wearing a Montana jersey?
No, he was wearing a Ronnie Lott jersey.
All right.
He looks at me, goes, oh, damn. You know this means you got to carry me on your back all day long now, right?
There you go. That's funny.
That is hilarious because he was beloved.
For anybody listening to this podcast that doesn't know, Mark Bavaro in one particular game carried Ronnie Lott, 15 yards
18,
on his back?
I think it was 18 yards.
On his back.
Ronnie may have only been 15.
Several other guys. Yeah.
Pretty much half the 49ers defense he dragged at least 18 yards. It may have been more.
Yeah.
After the first guy hit him, he still gained so much yardage. And that play is ingrained in 49ers fans' memories.
That game.
Right, because it's like, how the hell could that happen?
How could this one man carry our whole team down the field
Right.
like that?
Well, there's two plays against the Giants that are ingrained in 49ers fans' memory.
Oh,
that one and
Montana,
Leonard Marshall sacking Joe Montana.
And knocking him the fuck out.
Knocking him out for 2 seasons.
He was just...
Yeah.
One of my buddies had bought a Gillen jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because his last name is Gillen.
Well, there you go. There you go. A friend of mine is not a Packers fan, but his last name is Matthews, and he bought a Matthews jersey.
Yeah,
that makes
from the
sense.
Packers. Yeah. So
Clay
Matthews. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
And
sense.
how could you be upset at a Clay Matthews jersey?
No one could be upset.
Of course
at a
not.
Clay Matthews jersey.
I actually have a Clay Matthews jersey.
Really? I'm surprised.
What a shock. What a shock.
Now, here's a question for John. Of all the teams in the NFL, there's only one team that he will not buy a jersey from.
Nope.
And that is the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
Now, John,
You'll buy an Eagles jersey?
I have a Eagles jersey.
Yes.
I have a McNabb jersey. I have a Jaworski jersey, and I have a.
The Jaworski jersey I can understand.
Yes, that one, and I'm Polish.
There you go.
So
I have a Reverend jersey.
The Reverend Mr. White.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Jaworski is not for nothing. Phil Simms is turning into Ron Jaworski. Phil Simms old looks like Ron Jaworski old now.
There you go.
They're nearly twins.
Yeah.
But here's a question to you, John.
What's
If you were forced to, on the threat of death of one of your loved ones, that you had to buy a Cowboys jersey, who
you
would
get a
it be?
bigger gun.
Oh no, I can get a bigger gun. Yeah,
I get a bigger gun.
I can tell you right now who it would be.
Go ahead.
And it's a jersey that I'm going to have made because it doesn't exist anywhere right now. I guarantee you there is not one of them on the face of this planet that still can be bought. All right. And that would be a quarterback that actually went to a Super Bowl for the Cowboys, became a Giants quarterback, sucked. I watched him give the finger to the entire fan base, and then he went to Denver and went to the Super Bowl, and then lost to the Cowboys. But that's besides the point. And that would be Craig Morton. I would buy a Craig Morton jersey. If I had to buy a Cowboys jersey, I would buy a Craig Morton jersey.
Brian, if you were to own a Cowboys jersey, which would it be?
I wouldn't.
If you had to.
No, like I said, I wouldn't either, and I don't.
Well,
but if I had to, it would be Craig Morton. So
I would get a bigger gun. I have lots of friends with guns.
Oh, I've got a friend.
I would not have a problem taking care of the person that's saying I have to have a jersey, and they would never be seen
again. Over the last 4 years, 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
And hold on a second. You have to realize that it's coming from a person who my daughter was married to, then was smart enough to divorce a Cowboys fan, but unfortunately not before they converted my 2 grandchildren
Oh,
into Dallas fans.
that's
Sucks.
So this is really
Brian-
difficult for me.
Brian. For that crime, give us an address. I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, he's been a good dad.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's that.
So
That's
Is
that.
that-
and
that was-
he wasn't. It didn't work as a husband, but he's a good dad.
Well, that happens.
So-
That
Well,
happens.
so
That's
I
fine.
asked you guys a question.
and that's the way sometimes life works. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes 2 people don't mix together, but separately, they're both good people.
Separately, they're good people. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I asked you guys a question, so I can't not answer the question myself. And it's one of those things where there's teams that I can't stand. I hate them. And I wouldn't wear the jersey, so I get that part. But there are players on those teams that I have admired, right?
Mhm.
And for me, for the
Let me guess.
go ahead, guess.
Daryl Johnston.
Nope.
Nope.
God, really? No. You couldn't pick a worse. I couldn't have made a worse guess.
Actually, no, I could pick a couple worse.
No. Actually, that's not
Deion Sanders.
No. Actually, I like Moose in the booth.
He's
I
good.
love him in the booth. I really do. One of my favorite.
I don't even mind Troy Aikman in the booth.
I don't like. I like Troy in the booth,
But that's mainly because I can't stand the guy he's in the booth with.
who kisses his ass constantly. Yeah. No, but and John knows this. There's players that I like, and it doesn't matter what team they're on because of the way they play the game. And I love those players that play the game with absolute reckless abandon, who will do anything to win.
Please don't say Des Bryant. Please don't say Des Bryant.
No, God, no.
Please don't say Terrell Owens. Please don't say Terrell Owens.
You know I hate T.O.
Please don't say Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, God, no. No, that friggin' Ewok-looking motherfucker, no.
Hey, that's my line. That's my line.
No. There was one player, and John Madden once described and said, if he can't tackle you and you got him pinned down and he can't he'll try to stick a finger out. If you can't get a finger on you, he's going to try to get a toe on you. If he can't get a toe on you, he'll stick his tongue out and try to tackle you. You know who I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
Randy White.
Yep.
I hated to watch him play against our players, the teams I rooted for, but I loved to watch him play the game. He played the game the way that the game should be played, and I loved him as a player. The only other, and there's one time, speaking of, was it Terrell Owens or was it Ocho Cinco who did this? I think it was Ocho Cinco. Yeah, it was Ocho Cinco because it was for the No, it was Terrell Owens. The reason I'll always hate T.O. is he made me root for the Cowboys in one game, John.
Why?
How could you possibly root for the
How could you? Why?
could you
Well, that's the thing. Anytime, like if the Cowboys, if the Eagles have to lose for the Giants to get into the playoffs, but they're playing the Cowboys, I don't watch the game.
Well, here's the thing. What happened was T.O., when he was with the Niners, and they're playing in Dallas, and I hated T.O. I couldn't stand T.O. As far as I'm concerned, all these arrogant, bratty-ass wide receivers all come out of T.O. He started that bullshit. He started the whole thing, and he scores a touchdown. What does he do? He runs to the center of the field, slams the ball down in the middle of the star. And I hate T.O., so I'm just looking at this going, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Very next.
Cheers.
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 This
I'm
is-
actually pouring right now too. So
This is homebrewed 2 blind bunks.
Oh, nice.
very nice.
So the very next possession by the Cowboys, and this is another Cowboys player that I admired, Emmitt Smith runs it in for a touchdown. What does he do? He goes to the center of the star and slams the ball down, and I started to cheer because he won up T.O. And then I went, God damn it, I'm rooting for the friggin' Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate you, T.O., for making me root for them. And that was probably the only game I ever rooted for the Cowboys because T.O. was at his height of arrogance at that point.
100%. Yeah.
So I stand guilty as charged for that one.
So what is your fourth, John?
My fourth is from Gold Dot.
Gold Dot.
Gold Dot.
Where are they from?
Where's
Gold
Dot?
Gold Dot is basically a it's another brand of Heater Allen.
Oh, then it's good shit.
All right. So they're in McMillanville, Oregon. And this is obviously another Tavour beer. Other than the Freising Tide, every beer I've had tonight's been a Tavour beer. So
I may have had a Gold Dot.
Well, the next time I'm on, I guess I'll have all Tavour beers.
there you go. There you go. But yeah, it's a Dunkel. It's a dark lager, a Dunkel from Gold Dot. A blue label dark lager right there. So
What percentage?
it is 5.4%.
Okay.
Respectable, but not over,
Not crazy.
not crazy.
But good.
So,
Well, because I didn't finish the Providence, I feel compelled to go to a fifth, but I'm only going to do a 12-ouncer.
fair enough. That'll make it.
This is still a fridge turd. And again, I don't use that term saying
He's got a lot of
beer is
crap in
bad.
the refrigerator.
He's got a lot of crap in the fridge.
It didn't start off as crap. It's just been sitting there and became crap. This is from the Great
Somebody's got to
Adirondack.
manage their beer better.
I know.
It's my liver rebels every now and then. This is
You
Great
have to better
Adirondack.
train your liver.
I'm working on it. That's part of why I'm on this show, is to try to get my liver more
Back in the game.
Tempered is the word.
Tempered.
Great Adirondack Brewing Company. This is Wolf and Warrior. Wolf and Warrior is homemade in the High Peaks. This is a sour dipper.
A sour dipper.
Let's see how this is the last one of the 4-pack that I bought.
Speaking of, you had the Providence before.
Yes.
Efren Hidalgo, the owner of Providence Brewing, is a huge fan of sour dippers.
I'm aware of this. Remember, I've known him longer than you have.
You have. This is true.
So basically, make it taste like crap and throw a lot of hops in.
Mm-hmm.
you don't like sour IPAs. I don't know. Oh, you're not a
Well,
sour
I'm
beer.
not. No, it's my daughter really loves sours,
I love sours, actually.
and I can drink sours, but when you pair sours and double IPAs, it's like, oh my god.
Oh, I enjoy it.
Well, it's if it's done. Here's the thing. Here's my take. I enjoy sours, specific types, right? And I can have a couple.
Goose,
Not a lot.
Lambic, stuff like that.
Goose, Lambics, Flemish Reds,
Yes.
Flanders.
Uda Bruins. I love
Uda Bruins. I love Uda
Yes,
Bruins.
I agree with all those.
Right. But when it comes to kettle
Lichtenheiners.
sours, when it comes to Lichtenheiners, even I can have a Lichtenheiner. I love smoke
love it.
beers, right?
I love Lichtenheiners.
Right. But when it comes to kettle sours or
No.
Gozas
No.
or Berliner Weisses, if they're brewed right, if they're brewed well, I can have one, maybe two. I can't have a lot. And all of them really. I can't. I'll be literally swallowing a bottle of Tums all night long. Right.
Well, the
I
thing is,
remember a friend of mine that had like drank a whole bunch of Berliner Weissers,
Mhm.
and then had to go to the ER.
Yeah.
well, I take a Prilosec daily in the morning.
Yeah. So
So
you take
that-
care
So
of
he
that.
preempts it.
You preempt it. Right. You
Yeah.
preempt it.
it's
but-
called planning.
Right, exactly. But my point is, as far as sour IPAs go, double IPAs or regular IPAs, as far as sour IPAs go, if it's brewed specifically right, and I know it's a newer style, obviously there was never. This is not a historical style.
It's not a classical style.
It's not a classical
No,
style,
it's
right? But if it's brewed specifically right, the way the hops play with the sour yeast, it's actually pretty good. And I can't have a lot of it. I can't even have a whole one. Like I'll have a taster, maybe a half pour, and that's it. But if it's brewed very, very well and spot on to the original basis of the style, right, I can have it. But other than that, there's like, it's pigeonholing, right? You got to be in here and it's good, but a lot of them are here.
But there are some breweries that really do it better than others. Hudson Valley is.
Hudson Valley is they should be the benchmark. They really
They should be the benchmark. Live Long.
Mhm.
Remember the one I brought back for you that one time?
There with Live Long is good. I've been to Live Long. They're very
Live Long's
good.
Proc makes good ones too.
Proc
Because
makes very good. Yeah, I've been to Proc too. They make
because that's the thing. Like we were just talking about.
Although the Proc actually had a lot of Belgians and German styles while I was there, so I didn't really venture out of those.
Oh, you got it. That's the whole thing.
And I wouldn't have ventured either.
We're talking about Gunner's daughter earlier and how Mass Landing made peanut butter porter a big thing in Maine.
Right.
When you had Live Long come out with their sour IPAs, a lot of the other breweries started attempting sour IPAs for better or worse.
Sure.
And of course, Proc being Proc, I think maybe even one up Live Long a little bit on their sour IPAs.
Right.
So, but this one, that's the thing. I was curious about this, how this would hold up.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got a sour IPA, the sourness of the beer, sour beers hold, right? If anything, they'll get a little more sour, but they can last a little long. So I was wondering if like the hops would be suspended in it and travel along with it, not oxidized because of the sour in the beer.
Yeah.
And it has still got like a tangerine nose to it. It is sour than at first. This is actually drinking better than when I first drank it, John.
Really?
This is if I were to rate this when I first had it, I think I rated maybe a 3.75. I'd rate this a 4.25 now.
Okay.
This aged damn well.
Sometimes it needs to mellow a little bit.
Yeah, and this is almost the opposite of a fridge turd. This is a well aged beer.
Very nice.
Yeah,
and when is it from? And when was it from? When was that?
This is the Great Adirondack Brewery. This is in Lake Placid.
Right.
John knows damn well my favorite place in Lake Placid drink is Lake Placid Brew Pub because they make Ubu and drinking. So
Ubu is an amazing beer.
So people who had Ubu in the bottle or in the can are thinking, "What are you out of your fucking mind?" Because the Ubu that's in the bottle in the can,
You got to get in draft. You got to get in draft.
That's made at Saranac, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When you drink it at the brew pub, it is brewed at the brew pub. Getting it off tap, there's a richness to that beer.
Mm-hmm.
That is just it's one of my favorite beers on the planet. And it's funny because Bill Clinton actually visited Lake Placid at one point, drank Ubu, and then had them ship kegs to the White House. After that. He loved that beer so much, and I can understand. I wish I had that kind of pull to have them ship kegs of Ubu
right.
to my place. I've got a 2-tap kegerator. It really needs to be. I need replace all the tubing in it. All the tubing's just shot to hell. But if they would send me a keg of that, I would gladly retube the whole kegerator.
Very nice. Very nice. Cool.
So yeah, no, this is.
I do that on a regular basis to like kill the tubes and put new ones.
Yeah. I gotta get
once at least every other year, if not every year. But they're cheap.
Basically, like once a year, I swap them out.
Yeah, put new tubes in. It literally
costs nothing.
It's going to take you half an hour. Put new tubes in.
Yep. Both sizes, right? You got these. I forget what the sizes are now.
One of these days, you got to come up and drink it in my bar.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do that. We really got to do that.
Maybe,
you know what?
Maybe one of the maybe we can do next year's show from my bar.
We can do that.
That's a possibility. I was also thinking maybe one of the away games.
We could do that too.
It's not a bad idea either.
Maybe we do an away game there, and maybe do a Facebook Live there, even though it's 100%. Not a Tuesday. John and I have been known from time to time to broadcast not on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is show 193. Okay, but if you count all of our special shows, we're about 230. So
there are occasions.
There are occasions we've been known to. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the question, because we've done this every show since. What are our predictions for the Giants season?
I'm plus 150%.
So 9 and 8. You're saying?
Yeah. Because I don't think we'll get any better than that.
All right. I'm close to you. Oh, it's North Hudson.
Yeah, those are the fire trucks. Mm-hmm. That's. There's two of them going.
There's two of them going.
Yep. Okay.
I'm right with Brian, but I'm one above him.
You're going
You're
10-7.
10-7.
Okay, so here's the thing. Last year,
And what do you think is going to make it 10-7?
Tommy DeVito.
Okay, so you think we're going to blow through 1 and 2 to get to 3?
We're not going to 1 and 2. 2 is still injured, right? Am I right?
No, you don't think 2. Right? You agree?
We're not going to see 2.
He's not even going to make it.
We're not seeing 2. Daniel Jones will play. Daniel Jones will play 5 games, win 2 of them, and then we'll see Tommy DeVito, and then we'll go 10-7 total.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not arguing that point.
Yeah.
now last year, both of you guys were over 500 with your predictions, if I remember. I remember mine was a little more gloom and doom, and I believe I went 5-12 as my prediction.
And it was 6-11.
And it was 6-11. I think they're going to be
Yeah, see, he's not on our side.
He's not.
No, I'm more.
He's not a real Giants fan.
No, I am a real Giants fan.
You are.
No, he's a realist
Right.
Giants fan. We're an optimistic Giants fan.
Right.
Yes, there's that difference.
There's a difference.
I'm gonna go 8-9. I think they're going to improve this year. Like John said, we've got a much better offensive line. We've got a vastly improved wide receiver core. Our running game has not been depleted with the loss of Barkley. But the thing is, actually, I think we have
There are replacements to Barkley, so it's.
Well, here's the thing. I think we actually have an improvement in the running game.
What did the Giants do? Look, I love Saquon, and
let me finish my point about Saquon.
I'll say it in a minute.
I think we have an improvement in the running game because now they're not relying on Saquon.
Right.
That's the big point. They
Fair
thought that Saquon could put the team on his shoulders, and he's a great running back, but you can't carry the whole damn team when you've got a suck-ass quarterback. It doesn't work that way. So now that we've got 2 really good running backs that may be a little less than Saquon,
Well, I think Gray will do well.
You're talking to a Sooners fan. I know Gray's going to do well. I watched him in college. He can break people's ankles when he's on. He's an amazing running back, and he just finds those holes and he hits those holes so explosively. I love to watch him run, and I think we've actually improved in the running game with the loss of Saquon because they're not relying on him.
Right.
On one player. Right.
Yes, exactly.
I agree. You have one player. It's like, okay, you concentrate on him, then who do we have?
Because the defense is
Gray and Devin and Tracy and stuff like that. It's
Right.
And so now, and you can put
spread the risk.
You can put 2 running backs in the backfield, and they don't know who to key on. That's important. When Saquon's back there, and you know what down it is, what the yardage is, he's getting the ball. So I think that's actually an improvement with not having that superstar back there. I hate to death that he went to the fucking Eagles, but it's.
Well, hopefully he does bad.
Yeah.
We may have to, if I get carry another jersey, we may have to have like a ritual burning of the Saquon jersey at a tailgate.
No, right? Keep it.
John, you have no say in this because to you, jerseys are a religion. So you have no say in this.
And I have no religion, so.
Same. Actually, Brian, you and I, all 3 of us share a religion.
Beer.
100%.
Oh, did I show you the glass I'm drinking it out of?
Is it a Bolero glass?
Yeah, because
A snort glass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a snort glass.
I love this glass. This is one of my favorite glasses.
Is that a beer can?
It's a beer can. It's a beer can.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And it's so they've got the bowl in the brewing kettle or the fermentation tank, I guess it would be. But no, I'm gonna go 8-9.
All right. Okay. So basically, and this is what I was going to say about Saquon when I so rudely interrupted you, but this is what I was going to say. I love Saquon, and I do wish he was still on the team. However, what did we do last year with Saquon? 6-11. That's what we did with Saquon. Yeah. Okay. So, and he wasn't really hurt. I mean, he was out for what, 2-3 games, 4 games,
right.
3 games.
Yeah.
So, Devin Singletary is a really good running back. Eric Gray is a very good running back. We're okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
But that's
We're,
why
we have
I'm.
options.
we're not. I feel bad saying it because I really do like Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
We're not going to miss him.
And I love him as a person. The Giants did him wrong.
They did.
The Giants did him wrong. Let's
They
face
should
it.
have. They should have given him the money not last year, the year before, and not Daniel Jones.
But
It's
the
funny.
reason,
My
we know.
daughter was hanging out with Saquon because one of her friends lives across the street from Saquon.
Okay.
So she was at her friend's house, and Saquon stopped by with his kids and just like hung out. And, like, she was like,
He's a great person.
Hanging out with Saquon.
they did him wrong.
That's great that he did that. I really love that.
But he's
Well,
an Eagle now.
Yeah, a lot of them are, right? What was his name? Jack Rabbit. Who the hell was it?
You've completely lost me.
That was his nickname, Jack Rabbit.
Well, I know, I got that part. I mean,
I
I don't know whose nickname was Jack Rabbit.
No, I got to find out for the conversation. So I'm gonna do it really quick. So,
but no, the reason I'm adding 4
I'll tell you in a
wins-
minute. So say it. So
The reason I'm winning, I'm sorry, the reason I'm adding 3 wins is because because those improvements on the offense that have been made. But
I got it.
But the improvement has
I'm
not
still
been,
concerned about the line.
but the
I am too, and
I'm still concerned. But between the running game, the receiving game, I'm still concerned about the line. I'm concerned about the quarterback.
Mhm.
I still don't think we've got the players in place yet. I'm not concerned about the defense, the Giants' defense.
I'm never concerned about the defense.
There's been a few years where
the offensive line.
Defense is even better than it was last year.
Yes. So I'm not concerned about the defense. So when we win games, it's going to be 12-10.
Mhm.
That's what's going to, or 3-0, something along those lines. But I just don't think the offense is going to. The defense is going to be exhausted by the end of the third quarter every game, and that's the problem. That's why I think we're going to have a losing record again this year. I don't think we're going to see the playoffs. And I hate to say it, but that's my feeling. I want to be wrong. God, I want to be wrong.
All right. Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
What I was saying with Jack Rabbit, it's Janoris Jenkins. When Janoris Jenkins.
Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't know he was called Jack Rabbit.
That was his nickname. He actually lived a block and a half away from my old house, my son, my kids,
Right.
In Fairlawn, when he was on the team. And my son,
We're going a couple of houses back. Okay.
and my son, who, again, who is
All in white in this picture you're about.
all
to
white in this picture, right? He's
white and cream.
White and cream. He's going to be 24 in October. When he was in high school, and Janoris Jenkins was on a team, he used to literally specifically walk home past his house, and a lot of times he was out in front, washing his Bentley.
Washing his Bentley.
Yeah. So, which is funny because, why wouldn't he have somebody else with all that money? Why would he have somebody else watch it for him, right? But he used to talk to him. He used to stop by and, how you doing? How you doing, Jack Rabbit? Hey, how you doing? I got to recognize him because he walked past his house every day on the way home from school. And he was nice. So that's my point. Like, and Saquon was great for coming over and stopping by and talking to them. But there are some that don't. I will tell you that. But a lot of them do.
Most of them are wide receivers.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right.
A lot of them do. They're normal people. I learned a long time ago. I used to be in radio. And I learned a long time ago.
You've got a face for radio.
I do have a face for radio. I have a very good face for radio. And Al will tell you, like, Al and I work, like, at times Al and I work for the same company kind of overall. But
Al's got one of the best voices in radio.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I have a
voice for radio.
Yeah. I have a decent voice for radio. He's got the radio voice.
He's got the voice for radio.
Like,
I
can pull it off. He is it. Yeah, that's it.
I was a disc jockey, and I had the voice to be a disc jockey when I was, but Al.
But yeah, 100%. But he'll tell you there's a lot of pro athletes that they're just, and I learned this in radio, like, and even pro athletes, anybody. Like I've met a bunch of people in radio, and they were like the three of us sitting here talking.
Yeah,
they're no different. Just the only difference between famous people and us is
money
that
they make.
more people. No, maybe the money they make, but more people know who they are. That's the only difference. It's literally the only friggin' difference. So,
So I'm on 4 now. So
what do you have?
You're on 5.
5.
You're on 5. You've lost
Okay.
count.
Okay.
Revenant by Magnify.
Revenant by Magnify.
Oh, so someone's sleeping in late tomorrow.
There you go.
I work from home.
So do I, but I've got to start work at 9.
There you go.
But I may go to a.
I stopped.
Let's say to a 5.5 because this is my 4th and a half.
4th and a half. Well, I'm stopping at 4, so I'm nursing the rest of this dunkel.
I may go
until we finish. So.
Well, I may finish the show off with a boat. It depends on how long it takes us to get to the top 3s.
Fair enough. Well, why don't we go to the top 3s right now?
Let's do that.
What top 3?
Tonight's top 3 list is because now the last 3 years, like the first year we did top 3 favorite tailgate beers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second year we did top 3 favorite tailgate foods. Last year we did top 3 favorite tailgate beer and food pairings. So we decided to switch it up this year and do actual football related, not just tailgate related, football related. Right? And
surprisingly,
it's a game. Oh, hold on. Football, to answer Brian's question, football is that game that's played between both tailgate sessions.
Oh, okay. Oh, now I understand.
All right, there you go.
Now
you got it. Okay.
All right. So this show,
we've all
and it was Dave's suggestion because we've talked about our favorite Giants players over the years.
We have,
right?
but not officially as a top 3.
Not officially as a top 3, but we talked about it. So it would be kind of anticlimactic if we did that as a top 3. So in honor of the fact
redundant.
Right. In honor of the fact that the Giants are playing the Vikings for opening day this year, as opposed to playing the Cowboys, which they've done for how many years in a row?
Right.
Too many.
Right. With the exception of 1 year they played the Colts. Right. This year they're playing the Vikings. So this year's top 3 is top 3 favorite Minnesota Vikings of all time. Top 3 favorite Minnesota Vikings of all time.
And I had no problem suggesting this because none of us actually truly hate the Vikings.
I don't hate the Vikings.
No,
I really actually like the NFC North.
And I like the Vikings. Yes. Central.
If I had to pick a division that I actually like and don't have anybody and any team that I dislike in it, it's the NFC North.
I can tell you why.
Why is that?
Because you're a Giants fan, and the NFC North are a bunch of teams that actually focus on defense.
There you go.
Yes.
There's only 2 fan bases that are excited when their defense takes the field, and that's the Giants and
anybody in the NFC North.
No, because the Packers.
The Bears.
It's the Bears.
It's the Bears. It's the Bears, but it's also the Packers and the Lions and the Vikings.
And I have a huge allegiance to the Bears because my sister and her family grew up in Chicago, so it's like I am a hardcore Bears fan, unless they're playing the Giants, then
of course.
And I do like, and everybody knows, and that's paid attention, and certainly anybody knows that they get on with it sports podcast. I am a Giants fan, number 1. I'm a
Packers
fan, number 3. I'm a Packers fan, number 2. So there you go.
And there's nothing wrong with the Packers.
No.
Well, John, you know who my number 2 team is.
Your number 2 team is the Cowboys.
You see that?
How to shoot somebody in the foot.
Suck on that one. No, my number 2 team is. Oh, wait a second. I've got a ducky here that will tell you who my number 2 team is.
Oregon.
There's my number.
Oregon's his number 2 team.
Oh, there's my.
The Steelers is his favorite.
That's my.
And there's nothing wrong with the Steelers.
I grew up as a Steelers fan, and when the Steelers pretty much, except for Stallworth, all retired at the same time, I didn't recognize the team anymore, so I had to find a new team. So I went local, and it was either the Giants or the Jets, and
you made the intelligent choice.
I made the intelligent choice. Yes, I made the classy choice. Let's put it.
He did.
Let's put it that way.
That he did.
At least the team that could win.
And I'm sorry, no apologies to Jets fans for that one. And you know what? They'll own that. Okay, yeah, he's right.
They will own that.
So-
That's absolutely right. They will own that. And hold on. On that note, though, you being a Steelers fan, there's me at Heinz Field wearing my James Harrison jersey. So there you go.
And it's fucking Heinz Field. I don't care what you want to call it.
It's not Acrisure. It's Heinz. But
It's
go
Heinz
ahead.
Field.
It will
Whereas
always,
just like the other field, there's a
Giant
Green
Stadium
River
will always
Stadium.
be Giant Stadium.
Exactly.
Yes,
And I will be at Heinz Field, not Acrisure, Heinz Field, Monday, October 28th.
I was gonna go with Johnny, but
For the Giants Steelers
Cool.
Monday Night Football game. So there you go.
yeah, I was gonna go with Johnny, but the my Seattle Vancouver trip, we may have overspent a little bit. We did an omakase in Vancouver that was exorbitant. Let's put it that way. Pretty much the budget for that pretty much took up the whole budget for the trip to Pittsburgh.
There you go. There you go.
But man, it was worth it. Oh, that omakase was amazing.
All right.
Okay, so Brian,
top three. So Brian, you kick us off. Top three favorite Minnesota Vikings of all time. Please kick us off.
So I'm going to go to a
surprise, John.
boat.
There you
Boat. So
It's not frozen.
go. It's not a frozen.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
So
Well, I'm going to go that will allow the rest of my group to have somebody left over to pick.
No, your top three favorite. This is what it's about.
I'm going to go start with the head coach.
okay.
Bud Grant.
That's a solid pick.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Bud Grant.
Oh, Bud Grant. Yeah, Bud
From
Grant.
67 to 83, the head coach of the Vikings.
Yeah.
To be
Fair enough.
that long-lived of a head coach, because you got to realize that head coaches, 3-4 years, you don't pan out, you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, he did go to 4 Super Bowls.
He didn't
He
win.
didn't win any of them, but he did go to 4 Super
But
Bowls.
hey, as long as you can bring your team to the Super Bowl,
You keep your job.
you've done your job. No, if you brought your team to the Super Bowl, you've done your job.
Yeah.
Somebody else has to do theirs at that point.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
That's true.
So the next one is a split player.
Okay.
This person played for the Vikings and for the Giants. Fran Tarkenton.
We knew you were going to say that one, Brian. We knew. John and I spoke earlier today. We knew you're going to. We knew you're going to go with Fran.
So
Not a bad pick at all. Damn.
played in the 60s for the Vikings, played in the late 60s, early 70s for the Giants, played in the late
Mid
70s, early to late 70s for the Vikings. Fran Tarkenton, the scrambler,
Mhm.
is on
Scrambling
both sides
for
of our
his
coin.
life.
Well, I mean, but he could.
He
Not
could.
everybody can scramble for their life.
Especially back then, most quarterbacks were very, very immobile back then.
Right. And I'm going to go with another unique player. I'm going to go to center.
Okay.
Ooh,
Matt Burke. He
Matt.
played for 10 years. He made 5 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
For 6 years, he was man of the year for the Vikings. How can you not respect a person like that?
You got to respect a center with that kind of longevity.
There you
I
go.
mean, it's a center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a wide receiver, not a quarterback, not one of those quote unquote star players, a center.
Mhm.
One of those people that is integral to the game.
Sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And
Those are my 3 key players.
it's an underappreciated position. Absolutely.
There
I mean,
you go.
because unless you're the brother of the person who's engaged to Taylor Swift as a center, you're not recognized.
Of course not, because you're worthless. But you're really not.
But you're not. You're one of the most important players on that field.
Because you are the most important person to get the ball to the quarterback.
Right, exactly.
And
Because without getting the ball to the quarterback, nothing else matters.
And your butt cheeks are touched more than any other player on the field.
That's a loving feeling.
There you go. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
And as long as he hasn't lost that loving feeling.
It's gone.
It's
Gone. So, anyway, all right, Samurai, yours.
I'm gonna throw one honorable mention down only because
No, I didn't do any honorable mentions.
we told you could.
start-
That's on you. That's on you. We told you could.
Chris Carter.
No, I'm not. That's one of my honorable mentions. My honorable
No,
mentions-
no. You said I could do an honorable mention.
Oh, then Chris. Why? Why Chris Carter?
5 Pro Bowls.
Mm-hmm. Hall of
There
Fame probably
for
has something
almost
to do
10 years.
There you go.
I mean, and made it to be a voice on TV.
You did.
Yep. He did.
So, in addition to be a football player, he has other skills
There you go.
other than just being
100%.
a football player.
100%.
Oh, so many skills, and hold that thought because we may return there. My first my honorable mention is Jared Allen. Jared Allen. The only reason he's just an honorable mention, he was a defensive end, and he was there. He had only a 12-year career in the NFL. Only 5 of them with the Vikings. That's why he's an honorable mention because he only spent 5 years with the Vikings, but it's his longest tenure with any team. I love the way he played the game. It's that reckless abandon that I talk about.
Sure.
And I love that. I love that about him. So that's my honorable mention. My number 3, John Randall. John Randall, again, another defensive lineman, defensive tackle. Probably one of the best ever undrafted players in the NFL.
Undrafted is key.
Undrafted. But he went out there like a pack of rabid wolves. That's the LT phrase, right? Or rabid dogs.
Let's go out there
dogs.
like a pack of wild dogs.
Wild dogs. And that's the way he played the game. The fact that, if you remember, he would put on the eye black, but the eye black would come all the way down to his chin.
Drip.
He had that drip on there before drip meant something else. He was such a great player. He played for 10 years, Hall of Fame. I think he was a first-year inductee in 2009.
He was.
He was an amazing player. My number 2, Brian, you mentioned Chris Carter. The reason I love Chris Carter is the man had class.
Very much.
Every day at 11 o'clock, he had a class. He had to go to
And that class was to teach Randy Moss how to play the game with respect.
Correct,
And
because Moss is the quote unquote replacement to Chris Carter.
Right.
But he
took over after.
He did.
But
He
learned.
did. He learned from Chris Carter.
He did.
And he learned how to play the position. He did not learn how to respect the game.
100%.
And when Chris Carter was there, Randy Moss was under control. Once Chris Carter left, bam, Randy Moss went.
Showboat.
Moss. Yeah, absolutely.
Showboat.
He went to that.
And that's what Randy Moss was kind of on my list of 6.
Except for that bullshit.
The fact that he was a showboat,
yeah,
does not sit well with me.
But John, we were talking earlier, and I had mentioned, I said, Chris Carter, wasn't he with the Michigan Panthers? It wasn't him. It was AC. It was Alan Carter.
Right.
And the two of them, they were on the team together for 3 years, actually. Alan Carter came before him.
Right.
Alan Carter was on the first championship team for the USFL. With the Michigan Panthers.
Right.
With Bobby Hebert as quarterback, as a matter of fact.
Bobby Hebert.
Hebert.
Not Hebert.
Hebert. And that was a great team. I loved watching that team. It's a very good team for the USFL.
And on that note, too, Chris Carter, not drafted by the Vikings, drafted by the Eagles. Yeah.
2 years with the Eagles, then he became what he became with the Vikings.
Exactly.
6'3", so he wasn't as short as I thought he was. But, man, you throw that ball down the field, he would get himself – throw it wherever you want. He's going to find the damn ball. He was. So originally, I told John that was going to be my number 1, but then I remembered something. I remembered I'm a Sooners fan. Greatest running back. I think it's one of the greatest running backs the Vikings ever had. Adrian Peterson. this is a guy in college as a freshman, finished second in Heisman polling. That's as a freshman. This is how damn good he was. And then he gets drafted by the Vikings and just gives them an electric running game. Unfortunately, there was nothing else about their game when he was there that could get them anywhere. I liking his career in the NFL to Barry Sanders' career. He was just on a team that did not have enough tools around him.
He was great, but
eventually he went to teams I didn't like. But I loved that. I loved him when he was with the Vikings. Obviously loved him as a Sooner. That's my number one.
Well, there you go. All right. So I'm going to give you a double honorable mention, and it has nothing to do with football. Well, it has a lot to do with football, but has to do with
the Vikings.
I hope it has something
celebrity, right? Celebrity a little bit, right? So honorable mentions, just fun mentions of players that played for the Vikings that necessarily didn't cut their teeth as a member of the Vikings, but played on the Vikings. I just need to mention them, and that's Warren Moon.
Three of them.
Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Warren Moon was Warren Moon in Houston. He wasn't
Yes.
Warren Moon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The other one, Herschel Walker.
Of course.
Herschel Walker played for the Cowboys. Played for the Cowboys. Played for the New Jersey Generals, and played for the Giants. So there you go.
Yes, he did.
And then the other one I want to throw out there, just as a wink, wink kind of thing, Ahmad Rashad,
Felicia's husband.
Felicia's husband.
So when you said you were going to bring up three that were, I knew exactly which three because I knew you were not going to mention Randall Cunningham.
There you go.
Brett Favre. On his second return from retirement. First return from retirement.
Second.
Second.
He retired, went to the Jets. Retired, went to the Vikings.
That's it. The second return.
Right. So, but here's my real three. There you go. And two of them were mentioned already. So, my number three is John Randall, for everything that Dave said. 100%. That's just what.
He's a maniac on the field.
Maniac on the field. Love watching John Randall play. My number two, none of you mentioned, Alan Page.
Nice.
Alan Page.
Yeah.
Alan Page.
Another Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. First defensive player to ever win the Most Valuable Player award in 1971.
Oh, right. That's good chops right there.
First defensive player ever to win the MVP. Who was the second? Who was the second?
Smack the mic again.
Who was the second?
Yeah, hit that mic.
That'd be Lawrence Taylor.
That would be Lawrence Taylor. There you go.
LT.
Put a B in front of it, and you're talking about John's favorite sandwich.
And he was an associate justice on the Minnesota Supreme Court from 93 to 2015.
So he had a brain under that helmet.
Absolutely. Yes, he did.
Love it.
Alan Page, great player, great guy, awesome. So that's my number two. And my number one, Brian mentioned it before, Fran Tarkenton, the scrambler.
The scrambler.
I mean,
more yards east and west than north and south.
He was
north and south and east.
He was number 10 on the Giants before Eli was number 10 on the Giants. There you go. So if you can't see the back of his jersey, it's a Fran Tarkenton jersey.
Bullshit.
I'm kidding, Eli. I'm kidding, Eli. I'm kidding.
I know it says Manning on the back.
It says Manning on the back. But in any event, I mean, and I said the day before, he ran more yards and great. I mean, one of the first mobile quarterbacks. He ran more north and south yards than he did east and west yards.
Well, we in golf, we call that military golf. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
Right, exactly.
You mean hook, slice, hook, slice, hook, slice?
Well, yeah. But yeah, so those are mine. There you go. Cool. All right. Well, all right. Tailgates this year.
I might have like 10 or so.
I think you might. Well, you know what? I hope you have.
There's 10 home games?
No, I hope you have
11.
I hope you have 11.
Oh. I see where you're going.
See, I don't count. I just go. And that's my goal. I just go until they tell me I can't go anymore.
Because beer and math don't mix.
Why should I do math, which is difficult?
Mm-hmm.
I just every time they tell me I can go,
just
I
go.
go.
You go.
You know what?
I tell all my friends to come with me, and we go and we eat. And I have friends that own restaurants out in the Hamptons, and they bring me the.
That was where they wait. That was where the lamb chops came from last year.
The lamb chops, the filet mignon.
So good.
The like, my friend brings me the leftovers. So he'll have a party on Saturday night, and he'll like have defrosted a whole bunch of lamb chops, or he'll have seared a whole bunch of filet mignons, and there'll be like a leftover filet mignon, or
filet mignon,
or like a bunch of lamb chops that are defrosted that have to get tossed. Or
down our throats, you mean, right?
Right. Exactly.
Right. Correct.
Exactly.
So it's like it's a real shame that we have to do stuff like this.
Exactly.
But like
sucks.
So like,
but someone's got to do it, Brian.
Somebody's got to do it.
I have to take one for the team.
Yeah, you're doing God's work. If you believe in that stuff.
So I think for opening day, I think I'm going to get like 100 clams.
Nice.
And do clams on the grill with melted butter and hot sauce.
Very nice.
And then during the season, I'll do a bacon explosion.
I love bacon explosion.
I make my own bacon.
We've heard
and I have my brother that brings me up North Carolina sausage. So one of his friends makes breakfast sausage in North Carolina. So he brings me that. So I basically fry up a pound of bacon in like little chunks, and then take 2 pounds of sausage, 2 or 3 pounds of sausage, like lay it out flat, and then put that pound.
There's bacon explosion right there.
Yes,
on a roll.
On a roll. There you go.
On a roll.
Bacon explosion on a roll.
So it's basically bacon wrapped in sausage, wrapped in bacon, thrown in a smoker for 2.5 hours, and then brought to the game, and then sliced like meatloaf and put on a roll.
That sounds
awful. It really sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. But you know, if we're serving it, we got to eat it. It's just
And then I'll do another thing I do is pork shoulders. Mm-hmm. So I'll get 2 10-pound pork shoulders, and I'll throw them in the smoker for like 14 hours, and then bring them to the game, bring my big bear claws and like rip them apart.
By the way, there's Brian cutting the bacon explosion right there.
There we go. Do you have one with the bear claws going rah, 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 rah. We need a video of doing that.
I'll pull them apart, and then I put them on. First, I will toast the slider buns because I have a flamethrower. So I'll toast the slider buns.
Everyone needs a flamethrower.
Everybody needs a flamethrower.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I put some pulled pork on it, and then I put some coleslaw on it, and close it down, and then hand them out.
So Carolina of you.
Yeah, so Carolina. Well, you have to realize I grew up going on vacation in Myrtle Beach.
You grew up?
I eventually grew.
Well, I haven't yet.
Well, I didn't say I finished growing up.
Started growing up.
Well, grew is the past tense.
I grew up. No, I grew up to a point where I'm at least 12.
Stop there.
There you go.
That's a good place to stop.
And I grew up in North Carolina, South Carolina, going to Cape Hatteras and going to Myrtle Beach.
That's a beautiful thing.
My parents ended up moving to Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I kept going there.
So you know how a pig should be smoked.
I'm reasonably good at it. I'm not saying I'm perfect.
No, he's pretty damn good at it. I'll say it. He's pretty damn good.
You take the pig, you put it between, you roll it into the papers, you snip the end off, and light that thing. That's how you smoke a pig.
Exactly.
I light them up.
Speaking of lighting them up, this is another thing I do with Giant games, and I don't know who that is with me, but cigars.
Oh, not that asshole. Oh, I'm sorry. You know I love Matt.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But
I
yeah,
bring at least 2 cigars to every game.
absolutely.
And God, I wish I could still smoke them, but I can't. I got
You're not
reasons
allowed
I
to?
can't. No, it's not. No,
I understand. That does need an explanation.
There's damage in here from COVID that I can't
Yeah.
smoke them anymore, and that sucks. I hate that, but
The last 2 cigars Dave got, he gave to me. So.
What a shame.
They were good. They were good. I'm sorry.
Dave.
They were good.
Dave, I'm a friend of yours. Remember?
Yeah.
You don't have to give them all to Jersey Johnny. I mean, you could.
Well, if I acquire,
I do make beer, and I could trade.
If I acquire any cigars between now and the next tailgate, they're yours.
Done.
Okay. If you warn me before, I can fill some 16-ounce bottles for you.
No, just having the beer at the tailgate and being at the tailgate, that's enough for me, Brian.
Okay.
There you go. That's absolutely enough.
I mean, we have a lot of fun at tailgates. I mean, our whole goal is one-upmanship on beer.
And not only one-upmanship on beer, it's one-upmanship on how you cook the meat, the way the meat's been flavored.
Absolutely.
And what I loved is that, your last tailgate, I had brought some pork ribs, boneless pork ribs. And Johnny, I had marinated these in She-Devil. Johnny's had the She-Devil.
I love She-Devil.
Oh, yes.
Well, there's a few different versions of She-Devil. Which one did you do?
I brought the Chipotle because I didn't know how much people would handle the spice.
That works.
And so we cooked those up, sliced those up. That got handed out. There was not a scrap left of that, and with about 15 minutes of it being done, and that made me feel so damn good because I know the palates of the people that come to Brian's Barbecue and what they're used to. So to know that what I've created actually stood up to what shows up at that barbecue made me so damn happy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the key to our tailgate party is bring something different, bring something interesting.
And She-Devil's different.
And that's what it is. It's like, don't bring something that's like standard or normal or something like that. It's like,
I'm not
interesting. Fun.
Yeah.
Dave's far from normal.
Oh God, yes.
Or interesting.
Well, we know that, but I'm just talking.
You're talking about the food. You're talking about the food. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll see the next tailgate. I'll have to come up with something because just the other day we did make lamb chops here, and I came up with a rub for the seasoning for the lamb chop.
Okay.
And
was it She-Devil based or
no? It actually wasn't. And John knows damn well that I am probably my harshest critic when it comes to the food that I make.
Oh, he's worse than anybody over himself.
Yeah.
And I took one bite of it and went, I'm actually quite happy with this. And I'm terrified that I'm happy with this. There needs to be no tweaks to this. Mm-hmm. And so I had to quickly remember what I did and write it down because it's rare that I actually write anything down that I've done. So maybe the next tailgate I'll create that seasoning and bring some lamb chops as long as I know there's no other lamb chops showing up.
There you go.
So
well, we never know.
You never know.
There could be a lamb chop showdown.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea either. Well, that's not a bad idea either.
Well, you have to realize that one of my buddies owns
a restaurant in the Hamptons. I know. I'm
no, not one, 3.
So you want me to show down with? You know what? I would actually love to try to go up against a chef from the Hamptons.
So.
And because if I could even stay close to them, that would make me happy.
You could lose, but as long as you were in the conversation, you're
yes.
getting.
Hey. Losing to an expert is not bad.
As long as you're close. And as long as they say, you know what?
This is really good.
But I'm good with that. I'd be good with that.
If somebody can say this is really good, but I'm going with that one while eating the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
You've won.
Then you win.
So my buddy Scott is an excellent chef. He's involved in 3 restaurants out in the Hamptons. And he's the one that brings us our leftover filet mignon and spare lamb chops and leftover this. I really am not concerned.
Has he ever brought foie gras?
I don't think so. I don't think we've had foie gras.
Ooh,
But he has brought like pumpkin soup and like zucchini whatever and like all these other interesting items. So I will definitely challenge you to bring something that is quite interesting.
Well, I think as well as I think those lamb chops came out, maybe we'll try to recreate that for.
Because his lamb chops are a rarity.
Yeah, so I will probably try that one. We shall see, and I'll try to talk Carrie to allow me to bring this beer.
Yeah, that would be good. One moment.
Well, Johnny, what you looking at?
I was just looking to see if I thought I had a picture of the lamb chops that he's talking about, but I don't. So.
You do not. So we'll see what goes on. We do have to pick a game. I know we're looking at that Commanders game, so maybe that's one. Maybe we do two. Maybe do one a little earlier.
We could do that too. We could do an earlier one and then the Commanders game later.
So I do want to get to two games this year.
Fair enough.
At least one, but definitely. But I really want to try two.
Fair enough. Cool. Cool. Where did Brian go?
I don't know if he's actually going to the bathroom to pee. If you want to know why we're laughing, go to 2 hours and 20 minutes in this show.
Exactly.
And we'll explain it because we're not going to out him.
Not at all.
Again, because we've outed him so many times.
Well, exactly. I mean, if you're a long time listener to the show,
you know what we're talking about.
What we're talking about.
So, John, since no one watching picked out the one beer that I hadn't drank on the show before,
which I wouldn't know.
Johnny knows which one it was.
Of course he does.
It's got to be the. You know what? I know you had the Proc. Not Proc. The Providence.
No,
you didn't have the Providence.
What was the last time we had that front on the show?
Well, the show you were supposed to be on, and I had that beer that night. You didn't.
I did not. I did not. So
right.
That's the one. It's the one from Providence. And the thing is, I was sitting in the fridge because we're trying to get Efron.
You're sitting in the fridge. How big is that fridge?
I was sitting in the fridge.
He sat in the fridge.
I was chilling.
God, that must be an awful big. I mean, I have a chest freezer. I have a fridge.
You have chests in your freezer?
Yes, of course I do.
There's
It freezes chests in there.
It's just it's good to
Why
Exactly.
wouldn't you? I mean, I'm a guy. I mean, why wouldn't I have chest?
Why would you not have that? Oh,
Exactly.
you need to talk to Al Gattulo more. But no. So I was keeping that in the fridge for a while, hoping that Efren would come on. But Efren had he had some things to take care of. We do hope to get him on the show again soon.
Yeah, we will.
But I do plan to get up there at some point and say hi to Efren, give him a big man brew hug.
I will probably be up there early December. So
Maybe I'll time it to do the same because my work should probably settle down by then.
yeah, you'll be good to go, but it'll be after Black Friday. You'll be good.
Work?
Oh, work! Don't get me talking.
What's that word? What's that word?
Just don't say that word. Stop saying that word.
Please
don't say the word.
Plus, by the end of the second week in December, selling beer wise, if you haven't sold beer by the end of the second week in December, you're not selling beer till February. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go wander off that direction. If you want to close the show out,
Why don't I close the show out? You wander off.
I'll be right back.
Dave, you go do that. Brian, stick around. I will.
Yep,
I
I'm
will
here.
talk afterwards. On that note, we will wrap up the show for today. I want to thank everybody for watching, and for those
We're done?
listening. Yeah.
Oh God.
Why, you want to keep going? We can keep going.
Of course we can go.
Well, we're at 2.5 hours, so we're
Okay.
there. You go.
Cool.
We'll-
Yeah, my wife's been home for like 2 hours, so she's like, "Where are you?"
You gotta love it. Well, on that note, before I wrap up the show, actually, while Dave's going to the bathroom, whatchamacallit, we were just talking about it while you were off camera. We will. I will be at least 2, if not 3 games this year. Dave's going to try and do the same. So we will definitely have.
You're always welcome to my tailgate.
Absolutely, you know that. I know that every year, and we will be there, and I will bring stuff, and it'll be fun. So, and whether Matt comes or not, if I have my son, whatever we have, it'll be a great time. But here's what I do have to say, and I will actually stall by saying this until Dave gets back. And I'll let everybody in on this, and we'll let it. It's going to be a Giants cheer. All right. So
go blue,
got to go blue. Look, I'm as you are, Brian. I'm a football fan. I'm a Giants fan first, and I'm a football fan. Right. I like to watch a good game. No matter who's playing, I like to watch a good game. Obviously, I want the Giants to do well. Do I want them to win the Super Bowl every year? Of course I want them to win the Super Bowl. Do I think they're going to win the Super Bowl every year?
Not.
Right. Do I think they're going to? No.
In reality,
even if they're great, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl every year. Right. So, but as long as they do well. But before
we have another player back.
We do. Before I close the show.
Oh, you close it? Okay, cool.
Before I close the show, I want to ready. You gotta cheer with me. Ready? All right, this is coming from the guy in my old section.
Wait a second, we're going to cheer you on?
We're going to cheer it. We're going to cheer we're going to cheer the Giants on. Up in section 302, he used to stand, hold on. As drunk as he was, he used to stand up on, do you remember Giant Stadium?
Yeah.
Brian, Dave, do you remember Giant Stadium?
Yeah.
Go upper deck, upper 300s, right? He used to get up.
That's my seats.
Right. He used to get up. We were in my seats were in section 302, row 25. Okay.
322, row
302, 25.
I was 302, 25.
Yeah.
Brian was
322, row 16.
Row 16.
Okay.
There you go.
A little closer.
So he used to get up. He's as drunk as he was. He used to get up on that stanchion, the concrete. When you walk down, like if you're walking down and it's separated to go around, so you can go back in.
Yeah.
He used
to the entrance.
To the entrance. He used to stand up on that, and he used to get everybody up in both sections, up. And he went, we're spelling out Giants here. So he went, Giants.
So
Giants.
He spelled it right?
And he spelled it right. He did. He got it right.
As happy as he was.
There you go. And he never fell, which was the shocking part, right? Okay. But anyway, so I digress into the. That was me digressing.
That was a yay!
That was a big digress.
All right. Anyway, on that note, we'll wrap up the show for today. Brian, stick around. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about all the tailgates we're going to do and everything we're going to do afterwards. But we'll wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.loggerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Logger Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, which is now X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcast, Amazon Music Podcast, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Logger Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Brian, thanks for coming on yet again for this great football tailgate.
Always great to have you.
Always great to have you, Brian. We're gonna have some great fun at tailgates this year at Giant Stadium. Here I go. I'm calling it Giant Stadium. It's MetLife, but
Giant Stadium. No, it is not MetLife. It is Giant Stadium.
Giant Stadium. There you go. We will enjoy it all, and we'll broadcast from it too, and maybe even from your,
my
your
tailgate. Yes,
even from no, absolutely from the
100%.
If we're there, and if all three of us are there,
if all three of us there, we're broadcasting. There you go.
Absolutely.
All right.
Even if we like eliminate beer seminar,
we'll move on, and we'll just
eliminate what? No.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to come to our tailgate,
well, if all three of us are there,
all three of us there. We will do.
Well, why do we have to wait for you? Because I know I'm more than you are. So why should I wait for you?
Well, we've convinced him to come more often. That's what it basically means.
Okay. Hey, as long as that happens, then we're okay.
There
Let's
you
do
go.
it.
There you go.
Well,
All right.
But I
Anyway,
need to wait for him.
let's find a couple of games to do this.
we will do that right now. Anyway. All right.
Okay, pick the 10 that you want to go to.
11. It's 11.
11. Okay, pick the 11 you want to go to because I'll be at all 11.
My stereo over here, my speakers, these go to 11. So.
Do they? Well, why don't just make 10 louder?
It's one louder. 11 is one louder. So there you go. Anyway, enough of the Spinal Tap references. Here we go, folks. Thank you for coming out. Listen to the show. We will talk to you soon. Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you next week, folks. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we'll talk to you next week, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Have a wonderful. Bye-bye.